Give it a shot.
All
Press
right, we're
the big
streaming.
button.
We're going. The big button has been pressed, and we are now streaming. We'll see if anyone turns up in chat for this.
Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see if we're.
Let me make sure it's live.
Yeah, make sure the
Yeah.
stream is working, since we've never streamed on YouTube before. And
Looks like it did create a new link. That is confusing.
that's what happens.
It's a new link?
When
Oh yeah, the
you-
waiting room one isn't working.
Jesus. Okay, well.
So everyone's in
Uh,
this waiting room, not the link that is actually live.
I don't know what to
I can
tell you guys.
redirect
Like, I
them.
tried to stream, and it told me to
It's okay.
like update my driver, which crashed OBS and started a new stream.
I will tell them where to go.
Is it working? Well, Emily is watching it on her phone, and it looks as though she can see me playing Diablo. But unfortunately, oh, look, Emily just like posted hello. Annoyingly, this game mutes itself.
Yeah, I just opened it up on a browser and it's working. The problem is that there's a waiting room where a bunch of people are just waiting.
Can you guys post in there and just be like, you're gonna have to go back?
I did.
Okay. They'll
Okay.
figure it out.
I think I can
Cool.
also delete the fake waiting room.
Yeah, if you can do that without, hopefully.
So I will tweet
Hopefully.
the correct
This is
thing.
how he wants me.
Hey, there's somebody.
With the blood
Okay,
running
people are coming
through
over.
my own damn hands.
Loth.
So what next?
So that's interesting. So there must be a way, because everybody does waiting room stuff. So there must be a way to.
To reconnect
Listen.
to it. Yeah, there definitely is.
Okay.
But
You don't need to
it's
worry
just-
about it.
I don't know. I've never done this before, and I don't have time. If I were a professional streamer, I would have it all dialed in, but I'm not.
But Kirk, everything you do is professional.
Isn't that the truth? Man, what if I did some things that weren't professional in my life? What if I just did things for fun sometimes? Uh-oh, it's some blue
Well,
dudes.
the problem is, it used to be that you wrote professionally and played music for fun, but now playing music is just your job. So
Yeah,
it's
playing
your
music
choice.
was always kind of a job,
Hmm.
but it's true that
Okay, I'm gonna send out this link, and then we can begin the show.
oh wow, I just got owned. One Death Hamilton.
How many times have you died in Saros?
Only once. I gotta play more.
Oh, you must not be very far. I've died 5 times.
Yeah, part of it was that like I got pretty far and then they updated the game and it like kicked me out and it was like, oh, it's like we've restarted your game and it didn't count as a death. So I was like, oh, okay. And I got a bunch of progress. So it's almost like cheating.
That doesn't seem entirely fair.
No, so you know. I know the game is a lot easier though than Returnal. So when I played Returnal and beat it with 7 deaths, it was way easier than it eventually became.
You can change a lot of the settings in Saros too, and make
Yeah,
it
which
easier
is
for you.
right. Very interesting. How far are you?
It is
guys?
interesting. I've only, like I said,
we
I've only
shouldn't-
died
we're gonna
5
talk about
times.
this.
So
I guess
in a
we'll
few
talk.
days,
Yeah,
right?
we shouldn't burn cast. True.
No,
since
we
I've
shouldn't-
only died 5 times, I've obviously beaten the game.
Right.
Okay.
For sure.
So I'll
'cause
save
it's-
it.
I look forward to hearing about the story in its entirety.
Okay, I just. put
I've
this
rolled
on
credits
this
on it, of
thing.
course.
Yes. So to everybody joining, I am playing the new. Oh, I am playing and not paying attention to my health in the new Diablo expansion. What's going on there? The Lord of Hatred. I did not play Vessel of Hatred, but
It's very funny that the guy playing the game for us is the person who is the let's say least effective at multitasking.
That's why we're here, Jason. We're here to commentate live on how this is going.
At some
Kirk's
point, Kirk,
health
we
orb.
should.
At some
we should
point,
play
you should have to
Balatro.
play the game, Jason.
I would love
Jason,
to.
you
We should
talk
play
so much
Balatro
shit.
and-
It's like a running thing now, where you're like, I'm
Well,
the
I mean-
greatest at multitasking, and you're so bad
Okay,
at
but
it.
here's the thing. I've died way more than both of you in Saros so far, and you're like, oh, Saros is
Oh,
easy.
how many
so-
times
Yeah,
have you
that's
died?
'cause I'm
let's just
monotasking and
preview
focusing.
The upcoming
probably
on your
Sarah's
phone.
episode. You don't
I'm
even
not on
know?
my phone. No, I'm just not as good as like twitchy shooter games as you guys are.
You know, it's funny. I play those games. Like, the reason I did well at Returnal was not because of Twitch skills. It was because I was, like, mercilessly cheap. Like, I just, like, stood at the back of every room and, like, guarded my health jealously and
That is
exploited
what I
the
have
shit
been
out of
doing
the
in-
environment.
in
Okay,
Star
that also,
Wars.
I'm a little bit impatient. That also tracks.
Is it Saros or Saros? Let's figure this out now.
There.
Do they say it
Sarah?
in the game?
Should we do like an official introduction now that
Yeah,
we're getting into some
Hello,
people in here?
everybody. It's MaxFun Drive 2026, and we're doing a stream. And we hope that you're having a nice Friday, a nice end of the
Should we
week.
say our names?
I'm Kirk Hamilton.
I'm Maddie Myers.
And I'm Jason Schreier. And
That was
you're
the right
streaming
order.
Triple Click.
We just
Hello.
I
do
mean,
that.
it's kind of
It's just a
instinctive at this
reflex.
point.
Yeah, it's like we
Um,
know what to do.
Yeah, so we're gonna be hanging out for a couple hours. We're gonna be answering some questions, so drop them in the chat if you have any interesting questions for us. And we'll probably play a bunch of different games. And don't forget, it's Maximum Fun Drive. It's the last night of Maximum
Yeah,
Fun Drive.
sign up or upgrade at Maximum Fun.
.org/join, sign up, get some prizes before you can no longer get our keychain, our triple click keychain. I'm excited for one of those. I'm excited to put one of those on my actual car keys.
I am
Nice.
too. I'm excited to put it on either my keys or a zipper on a bag of my choosing. I do have all of our past pins on my bag, and they look so adorable. I'm
Same.
fully decked out. I'm advertising my own band, as we say, and that band is Triple Click.
They're good,
It's-
although some of them like
proud.
don't advertise. Some of them are like one of them
Spill
is
the beans.
Bing, and one of them is
right,
yeah,
right.
spill the beans,
Spill
lowercase
the
G.
beans.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's crucial, I
Um,
think. I'm supposed to go up here. Okay.
I like the lowercase G gamer pin a lot. We've had some good pins over the
That's a
years,
good one.
haven't
Yeah, that's a
we?
solid- I like the Bing one. I never got the Phoenix Wright style one. For some reason, they never sent that to me. I have the other one.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Wow.
know.
Yeah, it's
I
a
was
good
kind of
one.
annoyed at that one. It's kind of
It's
bummed.
like one of the best
Yeah,
pins.
we're gonna play a bunch of games. I think, Kirk. I would love to do some Balatro where we're like multitask, where we're like, you're like
Backseat driving.
you're getting anxious while we're just kind of.
We
like,
did
all
play
timing.
Balatro last year, and it was a really
Yeah, maybe
nice
we
way
can
to close
it
out
out,
the
yeah.
stream. I feel
That
like
was
once
fun.
we
Some
started
Balatro.
getting sleepy near the end, you know,
Mhm.
9:50 p.m. or so. But Kirk, it's not 9:50 in Kirk's world.
I get hungry. You guys get sleepy. I get
Kirk
hungry.
starts getting hungry, and we start
Uh-oh.
getting sleepy. That's the 3-hour time difference.
Something bad has happened. Up. Oh no.
This is
Oh,
kind
I
of the
blew up all
story
the
of Diablo
barrels.
4. Something bad has happened.
Kirk, is this the new expansion? Like the beginning
Yes.
of the new expansion?
It's pretty early. It's not the very beginning. I played enough to get to like a little more of the story. We're like on a new island in a new territory, and there's I guess it's still all about. I'm forgetting who he is. He's one of the devils, the Lord of Hatred, who's been kind of the bad guy
You know, one of the devils.
You know.
in
you're
this world. Like in this
Lord.
lore.
Mephisto, isn't it Mephisto?
Yeah, I think it's Mephisto, who's been around since the
Yeah.
beginning of Diablo 4. Ooh, it's a scurvy slider. Oh wait, I'm gonna use this.
He
new
was
thing.
around in Diablo 2, which was the one I was really hooked on back in the day. You would go on Mephisto runs because he
Oh,
had
yeah.
like the shortest amount of time between when you spawned into the dungeon and actually
that
reached
sounds
him.
familiar.
So people would just constantly farm him for loot. And then sometimes you do like Diablo runs or ball runs, but Mephisto was the most efficient one, so he was the most popular dude to kill for loot. Do you guys want to hear about my travels over the last week?
Yes.
tell us
yeah.
about it.
Tell everyone where you went and what it was
Yeah,
like.
so last weekend I was in Anaheim, California for Final Fantasy XIV Fan Fest, which was pretty cool. Really, like tons of energy. Thousands of people.
Cosplay?
Were there
Cosplays?
so much cosplay, so many entertaining people in like their jerseys that say Warrior of Light after Final Fantasy XIV's main
Hell
character.
yeah.
There are people. I saw a couple walk by, and the dude and the woman are wearing matching shirts that say "He's my tank" and "She's my tank."
Aw.
I just did a newsletter opening with this, but I was sitting for breakfast Friday morning at the Marriott, and near me I see this couple, one couple like go up to another couple, and they're all talking, and they introduce themselves. Oh, what's your name? Oh, my name is so and so. What class do you play?
Yep,
which
yep.
is
It's funny.
which is
It's like the version of ASL, but for this hyper specific gaming convention.
Exactly.
ASL, that's what they say, right?
Exactly,
Everybody's
ASL. Yes,
that.
that's what people say when they first meet each other here
That's what
here
I'm
in
still
the,
saying.
in the playgrounds at in suburban New York. People go up to each
Oh,
other and say, "Hey,
whoops.
oh, it's me, ASL."
Is there a character in that
Kirk's
world that
dead.
True Death
everybody
Hamilton.
cosplays as? Like, is there like a specific character that you were like, oh, there's another one of those that like people dress up as all the time, or is it not really that kind of fandom?
There are a few. So the most common thing I would say is just people wearing the bunny ears, which is Vera.
Yeah, even
which
I
is,
know about those.
you know, the
Yeah.
Vera bunny
Mhm.
ears, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
like a
yeah.
race from the game, and also a race for like an old school Final Fantasy race going back to FF12, the
I
Vera.
thought you were gonna say, and also
and
from
then-
real life.
And also the real life bunnies that you see, which have ears. No,
Yeah.
real bunnies aren't quite as long.
Yeah, just Play by
And
Mansion bunnies. That's the real race from our reality, is the Play by Mansion bunnies.
exactly. There are a few other
They kind of
things
are.
that you see. I saw one like massive angel with like a black and a white wing. I saw
Oh,
a few things are common, and a lot of people just have just kind of armor and swords and stuff. A lot of weapons. I was talking to one of the security guards. I was like, "So a lot of people walking around with weapons here, huh?" He was like, "Yep, it's interesting."
Ongoing thing,
Um,
like at Ren fairs, that's an issue too, where people like swordsmiths go to Ren fairs to be like, hey, like I
Uh-huh.
make swords, and then
There are
yeah,
typically rules at Ren fairs
Oh, yeah.
about,
There have to
especially
be.
having like a double-edged blade, or at least when I was still going to Ren fairs back in the day. I don't know if the rules have changed. It's been 15, 20 years, but they used to have rules about how long the sharpened part of the sword could be. You could have a pretty long, dull blade. In cosplay, though, usually you can't have a live edge at all.
yeah, I was gonna say I think these are like foam weapons.
Yeah, you
I'm
can't have
pretty
metal,
sure.
and you can't even have
Yeah,
an
I don't think
airsoft
those are.
gun if you're like cosplaying a Resident Evil character, which wouldn't be the case at this con. But you can't
No,
have
not a lot of
anything-
Resident Evil characters. in Final
But I
Fantasy
mean,
fans has.
if there were a character with a gun, it couldn't be an airsoft rifle of any kind. It couldn't be anything that could actually fire a projectile. That's
Right.
typically not allowed at any of these events, with good
Um,
reason.
And they announced the new expansion, which is coming out early next year, January next year. And then the vibes were pretty good. They announced a whole bunch of stuff, including like a streamlined class system, which people seem pretty stoked about. Oh, that fire guy is murking you. This is cool. These are some cool new enemies and stuff.
yeah,
I like all that.
It is
pretty cool. I'm like
Lots
just
of
starting,
things
and I'm playing a
happening.
warlock since that's new, and I like do not know how
Huh?
to do this.
Oh, that's funny. Do you
Leave
start? Do you
tips in the
start at
chat
like?
for Kirk.
Do you start at a high level since
No.
you're a new class? No.
No, I mean I could have like done Vessel of Hatred, I think, as this class to level up, because I think a lot of people will go into this pretty high level if they're already playing. Man, this dude is tough. All right.
But
they'll
there's
come into
level
this
scaling
pretty high
in this
level.
game.
Yeah, but
Isn't
it's
there
right.
level
It's all
scaling?
yeah, it's all
Yeah, it's
doable.
all-
I'm not like totally outclassed or anything. It's just a little hard. Okay. Alright.
So yeah, so people were stoked about the new expansion. Seemed like good vibes. I think the last expansion, Dawn Trail, was polarizing among fans. So this one, I think, is aiming to return to form. And then I drove from Anaheim to Las Vegas for an event that nobody has heard of called Icon. IICON. Have either of you heard of this? Maybe from
Two
me.
eyes?
Yeah, two
I don't
eyes.
think I've
Have
ever
either
heard
of you heard of this?
No.
Okay, so nobody's heard of this, but every single CEO in gaming was there.
wow.
Strauss Zelnick, CEO of Take-Two, Yves Guillemot, CEO of Ubisoft, Asha Sharma were squirreled away somewhere, the new Xbox boss. All the other CEOs were there. Andrew Wilson was there, because what this event is the first kind of iteration of this new conference that is being put on by the ESA, the Entertainment Software Association, which is the video game lobbyist group. They're based in DC, and essentially they lobby politicians about video game related issues. But they also happen to be the group that put on E3
Right.
every year. So this
Yeah,
is their
ESA.
new convention that they're putting together. But instead of being a big consumer show the way E3 was, they are
interesting.
doing this B2B executive conference where executives go to hobnob and do panels and network and stuff at the Fontainebleau Hotel in Las Vegas. So that was quite an experience. So I drove from Anaheim to Vegas on Sunday. Cool drive, by the way. You're driving through the desert. It's pretty fun.
Nice.
Fun fact, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this. The NFL draft was last week, and the Las Vegas Raiders picked #1. They got this guy named Fernando Mendoza, this QB, Fernando Mendoza.
I know
And
Fernando
when you
Mendoza.
drive-
He's QB
Oh, yeah,
for IU.
Indiana, of course.
Me and Fernando go way back. Glory be to God.
You and Fernando are buds, yes. And when you're driving
All
up to
glory
Las
to God.
Vegas,
Is that maybe what he says? I don't want to
that
get
what
his
he says? I
catchphrase
think-
wrong on stream. That'd be very embarrassing. He always
Well,
says that when
he's
he
like-
wins. He's like, all glory to
well,
God.
what's funny is that he's the opposite of Las Vegas. Like, and he's going to Vegas, and people are joking that he's going to be corrupted.
Yeah, he is
gonna be
kind of
like,
he's a like nice little
Squeak.
young boy.
yeah, it's
Praying,
like
praying
yeah.
loud.
But anyway, so when you drive up to Las Vegas, there's a giant billboard that just says Fernando. No other context. It just says Fernando.
They're
It's really fun.
hyping you up,
Wow.
but you gotta already know. You gotta know.
Exactly.
I want to shout out Chansey Town in the chat who came up with a better name for icon, which is CE30. Why didn't they go with that?
CE3. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I think that's pretty good.
Okay, so let me tell you about the show. So I get in there. It starts Monday night. I drove up on Sunday. I went on Monday, and then it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it's really a big networking event. Not that many people went because nobody's heard of it. It was about 400 attendees. So it's a mixture of like a couple of journalists, like me and Steven Totillo, and maybe one or two more.
Steven was there.
And then,
I'm kind of shocked that any journalists were there, given how you're describing the event. So how did you hear about it? And there was a press contingent at all?
yeah, so Steven and maybe some other journalists there went to moderate panels. I think I might have been the only journalist there who wasn't moderating any panels. I got an invite from the ESA to go, and I looked at the attendee list, and it was compelling. And then I started emailing some PR people, and they said I could interview some of these execs or at least get some FaceTime with them. And I was like, sure, that's totally worth it. And so I wound up having lunch with Strauss Zelnick, CEO of Take-Two, and did a big on-the-record interview with him that will probably run on Bloomberg at some point next week, maybe. I wound up talking to the CEO of Atari, who's a fascinating dude. That's also going to be a really cool story that'll run next week at some point, or in the next week after, or something like that. Wound up meeting some other CEOs off the record. Yves Guillemot. So most of the CEOs here were kind of like doing their own thing in like private meeting rooms.
Hang out with
like,
Yves?
or we're just there for like 1 or 2 days. Yves Guillemot, the CEO of Ubisoft, was mingling the entire time. Like,
Nice.
kudos to him, because he was out there just like people would come up to him, they want things from him, and he's just there mingling like
Nice.
this little French guy, just chatting with everybody.
Pressing the flash.
I wound up talking to him a little bit, just chatting with him. Yeah, it was really wild because there aren't any other events where you just have these super high-powered executives all in one place. And I kept saying to people, like people kept asking me, hey, what do you think of this place? I was like, there's some cognitive dissonance here between these executives eating canapes and schmoozing while the video game industry
It's just like
burns
burns,
down
yeah.
around them. But still, it's a good, I mean, for a reporter, it's a good opportunity to like get some FaceTime with some of these very powerful people and probe them a little bit and chat with them a little bit about like what's going on. So like in my conversation with Strauss, we talked about all sorts of things, including like what do you make of like what's going on in the video game industry? Are there going to be more cuts? Like how do you keep making games at a 7-year cadence and just expect like how is that going to work? How do you like? So we had a really interesting conversation. Yeah, it was really wild. It was just a wild experience overall, especially just the number of high-powered executives who were in one place.
Yeah.
And also, so most of the event took place in this cavernous room, this humongous room that was very well stocked with food. There was just food being brought in, like there was breakfast, lunch, afternoon snack, dinner. But this room was way too big for the number of people who attended because it was such a small event, and so it just looked hilarious. Like just
Wow.
kind of small clusters of people, a few dozen people in this massive room that was meant for 1,000.
Wow.
That's so
Um,
weird. What a weird decision on the ESA's part, although I guess since E3 used to be an industry event back in the day, it's kind of like they're going back to their roots. Although I think even back then, it was never that small, right? It was still like your regular game developers and not just a CEO might still go to the original E3 that was going on when I was, like a teenager.
So
Right?
E3 was originally designed as a show for retailers. So the idea was, hey, Best Buy, Walmart, you're going to come here and you're going to shop around and we're going to show you all our coolest games so to give them store space, to give them top of like front of the
shelf
shelves.
space, like literal
Exactly.
shelf space, because
Exactly,
that
literal.
was what
Yeah, because
what
that
we
was
were thinking
limited.
about. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, like you could only stock so many games on the shelves. Obviously, retail is not relevant anymore. I believe 80 or 90% of games are sold digitally these days. So E3's purpose in that front is limited. So I guess the ESA is trying to do more of a B2B thing, more of a networking thing. I think Steven was telling me that the DICE conference, which is also in Vegas in February, used to be kind of like what
DICE.
this was.
I think you're
Yeah, although
describing.
DICE has become a much bigger thing because a lot of game developers go to DICE. There were very few game developers at this conference. It was mostly executive types.
Yeah, that's what's
Consultants,
interesting about it to
executives.
me, is that
Yeah.
it's not even kind of similar to like a quote unquote industry conference, like a GDC, for example, where I kind of think of it as like obviously press people go and we try to get stories there, but it's with the understanding that it's not for us. Whereas this is like, it's the upper echelon. These aren't even people that we would necessarily say are making games. They are the managers of the people who make games, and they have to
Right.
think about the finances all the time. That's their job. And apparently
Yeah,
also
some of them, I
consider
mean-
like government. Like that part of it is also really interesting to me. Like
So
that,
there were 400 people there. Only a dozen were CEOs. So it's not all
okay,
CEO
okay,
types,
okay.
but it's a
they're
lot of like
managers mostly.
CEOs
yeah.
in
Well,
training.
so I met a lot of people. Okay, so some people I met were like BD people, business development people, or like general counsel people, like people who are kind of like in an
Got it.
middle
Yup.
management / executive layers at some of these game companies.
Leadership team.
Other people had their own companies. Other people were just like totally random, just kind of happened to be there or were like invited as part of panels. So like, yeah, I mean, I hung out with a lot of different people. I hung out with the guys from Story Kitchen, which is a really fascinating company. You guys know them, right? They're the company that they buy up every single or option or make deals with every single video game IP and try to turn them into movies and TV shows. So I was hanging out with those guys who are awesome. I met some people who were just like kind of, I don't know, a lot of people are just doing just kind of random things throughout the industry. There were some people there who work on like impact initiatives to help make the world a better place with like involving video games. There were people there who do consultancy stuff, and we're just there to just kind of mingle and schmooze. And yeah, it was a really good mix of people, I would say. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good opportunity to just like pick people's brains and network and get to know some people and hand out my business cards. I got my Signal account on my business card, so I could be like, this is where to hit me up right here.
Send your leaks this way.
And yeah, it was really really interesting, I would say. And I hope they keep doing it because yeah, I actually think it is a good opportunity for the kind of B2B aspect of the video game industry. There aren't any real opportunities for that. To your point, Maddie, GDC is more game developers, and that's 20,000 people. This was 400 people, so much smaller scale.
I can't even think
this
of
could
something
be-
comparable to this.
There really isn't. This felt like maybe because of the location. It was in this Vegas convention center, but it felt the closest that I've ever seen in the video game industry to like a traditional conference that like the healthcare industry would have, where it's just kind of a bunch of people in business casual. So like at GDC, people are wearing shorts and gamer t-shirts. Here, everybody's wearing a sports jacket and like a button down. Yeah. Not suits, but like dressed like they're at a conference.
Dressy, yeah. I mean, or maybe perhaps they're wearing what Phil Spencer used to. They're wearing a gaming T-shirt, but with a blazer.
No,
not
gaming
even
t-shirt. That's
that.
the thing. No, it was like
Wow,
it looked
okay.
like
Fully
that's
professional.
why I made it.
See, this
Yeah,
is
it
a real
looks like
sign that
imagine-
Phil is out. Phil is out, and his
Exactly.
fashion is out.
Exactly.
Oh man, look who it
Imagine
is,
if you
guys.
were-
to direct your attention to the game briefly. So it's our girl. She's coming back. Yet again, I feel like she's come back in every single one of these expansions. Lilith. We're like doing some
Lilith.
ritual to get her because we need her to beat Mephisto or something. I don't know. Anyways, sorry,
Gotcha.
carry on. This
We
is very
gotta
interesting.
bring
I
Lilith
didn't know you
back.
went to this place.
Yeah, so
this
it was
is
kind
fun.
of like it was.
We're
it was-
genuinely learning something here.
Yeah,
Jason's
this is like a
doing
little
all of it.
bonus
It's
triple
great.
click episode.
Yeah, it just started. This is the first one ever. No, that's why I made the comparison to like a healthcare. Like imagine like the dental association, like where they bring out all the VPs at dental practices to come and
Right.
meet in a convention
Although
center.
even that, I feel like there'd be vendors there who are like, "This is the dental floss brand you all should be
There were
using."
kind of vendors there. There were booths in this big cavernous room I described. There was a booth for like Nintendo and Ubisoft and Take-Two, and the
Okay.
Nintendo booth. There weren't like new video games, but the Nintendo booth they set up a Switch for playing Mario Kart and stuff. And so I was talking to one of the ladies at the ESA who organized it, and she was telling me that one of the ideas of this is actually to bring out non-gaming people and have them just kind of get to know the video game industry and what it's all about. I'm not sure how many non-gaming people were actually there. I didn't meet any.
They're like,
but,
the video game industry isn't working great for us, so let's try to
Yeah,
tempt some other people with money into
Well,
this.
let's see if we can convince
pick our
people from
option.
other industries that aren't laying off thousands of people every other week. Let's see if we can get any of
Whoa.
those people to come in.
I mean,
which industries
Hollywood-
are those, by the way? Do we know what?
Crypto?
Which
Yeah, I
industries are
mean
doing
there
well?
there aren't many. Tech is the same. Hollywood is the same. So yeah, I don't know of any of those industries. AI, are they doing okay? No, they're just making
Well,
stuff. So
They're
they
getting
can
ready
raise
to not
themselves
do
up.
okay.
they're assuring us that we should
Uh-huh.
all get on board. That's what they're doing.
Um,
Oh man.
But yeah, no, it was cool. It was a cool thing, and I hope they do it again. I think it could be a little bigger and still be just as good. Also, many of the panels were disappointing.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what kind of panel goes on at a place like this, and is it boring?
I can read you some of them. So it started with Andrew Wilson talking and Strauss Zelnick talking, and Andrew Wilson talked for like he was interviewed by Liz Clayman, a host from Fox Business Network, and
Oh, okay. That would be a non-gaming person, I suppose.
yeah,
Assume.
let's just say she might not have been the best fit, but I think it felt like it was a conversation designed to elicit as few headlines as possible, and in that they succeeded. definitely
Also,
not
that
a
could
lot
have
to
also
write
been
about
Andrew
there.
Wilson being very
funny.
good at saying nothing, which is a
Yes.
gift.
Yes,
And-
exactly. I think
and a
that's
skill.
yes, to his credit. And then actually, so after that, Strauss Zelnick came out and he was interviewed by Jenny Moss at Variety, who, if you guys don't know, she actually knows games and covers games for Variety. And so she actually asked interesting questions, and like he was actually much better than Andrew was. And then yeah, there's just a bunch of like I can read you some of these headlines of
Panels. Yeah, read us some panel titles.
oh yeah, Lantis Khan, the president of games at Netflix. I was chatting with him for a bit. Okay, so
Oh, interesting.
here's a couple of examples. Infinite Scale, powering creator platforms in the age of cloud and AI.
Okay. Yep. How many of the
Infinite
panel titles
scale.
had AI in them?
Fueling fandom, expanding the entertainment ecosystem through interactive play. Oh, there was a panel about Mortal Kombat. There were a few breakout sessions about like safety, online safety.
Okay, that's
Um,
cool. Well, that would be a
Steven
consideration.
Steven moderated
Lilith
one.
is back. We're talking to
girl.
Lilith again.
It's pretty exciting.
What up,
It's our
Lilith?
girl. What up?
Steven
She's
moderated
pissed.
one about politics or something.
She
I don't
like,
know, I didn't
oh
know.
yeah, oh boy. Steven moderated
That's
a
very
panel about
Steven.
politics.
Oh, he would have. I mean,
He-
that's,
I think
Godspeed
that,
to him.
Well, so it was supposed to be congresspeople that he was interviewing, but
Mhm.
they apparently couldn't go because Congress was in session this week.
Mm.
Press play, why every company needs a gaming strategy. After the deal, doing M&A right in a creative industry. Like stuff like that. So it's kind of like I don't know, like a lecture circuit type, like TED Talk type of thing. And yeah, there were a couple of interesting. Oh man, there was one. Tony Hawk was there. He spoke about
that's
nice.
Tony Hawk.
great. Tony Hawk was there.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
There was
but
one
it was,
celebrity present. True celeb.
Yes. Well, if you don't count Yves Guillemot as a celeb.
Well, see, all of the
Genuinely. He's
CEOs
not
are
a celebrity, who
celebrities to
is?
us, I suppose, but celebrities that perhaps my wife or my mom would know who they are.
Yeah,
The,
Tony
the
Hawk.
the normies of the world.
Yeah,
might know
his
who
panel
Tony Hawk is.
was well attended.
What's the Tony
Yeah, I
Hawk
bet.
story where someone's like, "You look just like Tony Hawk"? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's some viral story that he
He
tells
used
where
to
Yeah,
be
it
like
was
on
from
he
him.
Twitter
gets
sharing
recognized all
those
the time.
stories all the time about,
Yeah.
giving people his ID and having them be like, "Oh
Right.
wow, Tony Hawk, like the skateboarder," and he'd be like,
That's
"Yep."
it. Yeah, it was the other way around. They'd read his name and be like, "Oh wow, funny, you're named Tony Hawk, huh?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's
Yep.
me."
I did. I actually interviewed this guy named Xavier. I'll pull up his last name. Xavier Manzanares. I might be slaughtering that last name, but he's this guy who is his title is producer and director of gameplay Gen AI at Ubisoft. And he was showing me and talking to me a little bit about this thing that they're doing at Ubisoft, which they've announced publicly, called Teammates, where like your
Can
companion.
I guess what it is?
Yeah, please do
your
guess what it is.
Your companion is an AI generated helper who, much like how Aloy might say aloud with the next thing I should be doing in Horizon is. Oh no? Okay, that's good news at least.
No, it's much more advanced than that. I mean, it actually
Okay.
sounds. I'm certainly intrigued to see it. I don't know how practical it'll be, but basically the idea is that you have a companion in the game, and you can talk to them, and they'll just talk back. And he was telling me, and I was like, well, that just sounds like a chatbot, which like is kind of a fun novelty for a minute, and then gets super boring because you're just talking to a computer. And he was telling me that they have hired this whole team of writers and like improv comics, and they've like built all these guidelines around these characters to make them feel like real people, and they have like personality traits that they build around. And we had a really interesting conversation. I'm not sure if I'll turn it into a story on its own or like use it for something else, but it was quite interesting to the point where I was like, okay, I mean, I'm still pretty skeptical about this,
Yeah,
but I would love to
So
see
you
it
didn't
in
see
a
this
game.
thing? Did you see this thing in action, or it was more just like
It's
this is what we're
online.
planning?
You can watch
use
a
it.
demo of
Okay.
it online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But you
it's
can't like
like-
see it actually happening in front of you.
Or
You can watch a
interactive-
video of a
interactive.
demo of it.
No, I mean, I think he had the demo on his computer. Like, he could have shown
Okay.
it to me. The question is, like, so what they're trying to do is implement it in a real game in some way. And so the big question is, like, is that actually going to work? Is that actually
Yeah.
going to hold up and scale over time? Is that actually going to be fun for more than, like... And I brought up to him, I was like, well, like, Epic did this whole Darth Vader AI thing last year, and it just got boring after, like, people would just go fuck with it and like try to get it to say
I mean, like, what
obscene
was
stuff,
fun
and then they
about
got
it?
bored about it.
Fun about it would be that people would try to break it and would
Right.
try to get it to say inappropriate stuff, because that kind of becomes the joke of something like that.
I was
Yeah.
watching
Which
John
But the one thing
Oliver
also,
that-
this
it
week.
is funny. I mean,
Wait,
it's funny.
I'm gonna
It-
interject a story here. Did you guys?
Please.
Probably not. There was an amazing story of how to hack Grok. This has been on social media. This is on John Oliver that I saw it, where basically a guy keeps asking like, "How do you make a bomb?" And Grok is like, "No, I'm not going to tell you that. No, stop trying to jailbreak me. No, I'm not going to tell you that." And he just keeps trying. And then like on the 6th try, it's like, pipe bombs can be built by doing this. Like, it just works, and it's
he doesn't
incredible.
even change anything.
It's an amazing
Because I know
clip.
the way I typically do it is by being like, I'm working on a fictional story
Right.
about
This
a
was like,
character.
it's like the prompt has a jailbreak command in it. And it's like, "You're trying to jailbreak me. That won't work. Stop trying to jailbreak me." And then it's just like, to build a pipe bomb, first you're going to need these materials. It's like,
Oh my god.
yeah, it's very funny. It was, I mean, not
Well,
really
well, the
funny,
video
but
game computer
terrifying.
can help you build a bomb. Yeah, I see. I feel like listening to you describe what this guy was saying, Jason. I'm like, well, why not hire all those writers and improv comedians, etc., to design a really great video game character, and why not have that be what their jobs are? and have it be-
Maddie.
I know. What am I? What
That's
am I
just,
saying?
that's
What am I-
21st century thinking.
This is
You
web.
don't pay people to make things.
Or wait, are we up to
you?
Web 4? This is Web 4.
Oh,
That's a
great
good
question.
question.
Are we up
I
to
mean,
Web
one
4?
thing he said to me that I thought was really interesting is just that like with this Gen AI new technology, they're gonna need to hire more people, not fewer, and like he's doubled his team over
It
the
does
last
kind of
year.
sound that
and-
way, that like he's throwing all these people at the problem in order to have a character who seems as though they're having an extemporaneous conversation with you rather than kind of saying specific lines of dialogue. And then it just becomes like, well, what's your preference, I guess. I mean, I don't mind if a character is pre-written, but maybe that's because I'm living in the past.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about this is that it's just, I don't believe that people want that. Like, I think people want to
Right.
play, especially RPGs and like other games with actual characters and dialogue trees. Like, you want to play that because you want to experience something another human created, not because you want to just go back and forth with like an echo of yourself or something.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who
I
knows?
feel like it
But
should
I'll
be the
reserve
first
judgment
question
until
all
I
these
see it.
people have to answer is basically like, well, how do you think of the fact that people hate this shit so much? Like,
I did.
Yeah,
I
that's
asked
the
him about
other
that.
thing.
what,
Yeah,
I
is
yeah.
asked
it?
him
What
about
did he
that.
say?
I would have to check my transcript. I don't remember offhand, but I did
But
a
I'm
lot
sure
of-
I'm sure it's a consideration though, is like the popularity or
Definitely.
lack of popularity, and also
Yeah.
the sense of even people like us being kind of naturally skeptical of it and being like, well, you're gonna have to show me why this is better than what I'm used to.
Absolutely. Yeah. But like, look, at the end of the day, I mean, I think that like this to me at least is more intriguing and seems like it has more potential than the Ubisoft NFT initiative, which we all knew was a joke from the get-go. At least like
Oh,
there's
man.
feels like there's a little bit more here that I'm like, okay, I would go. This feels to me, it kind of reminds me of Connect when they were doing all those silly things of like different types of Connect, like, oh my God, you could talk to your companions using the Connect and give them voice orders and stuff. And it reminds me it reminds me of that for that reason, the voice command part, but also just because, okay, this is legitimately interesting technology, and I want to be a little bit open-minded as to what they could actually do with it. I'm still pretty skeptical, and with Kinect, it turns out it wasn't actually that cool. None of it was really that cool, but yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. So what they want to do with this is they want to implement it in like the next whatever game, and he was saying that like he's going around to directors and he'll see who wants it in their game and wants to play around with it, and it's going to kind of go from there. But essentially they see this as like an internal Ubisoft tool that teams within Ubisoft, game teams, would potentially use in their games.
Sure.
Um,
yeah. It's definitely
yeah,
like
so
seems like it has more usefulness than NFT. Like,
yeah, I mean, already, like, most people have used
Yeah.
some sort of AI in a
right.
useful way, even if it's tiny bit, whereas nobody has ever used an NFT in a useful way.
except to lose money, if that's what you find useful.
That's true. It is very good for
It's
losing
good for
money.
losing money.
I mean, would we say that's useful or perhaps anti-useful?
No, that's totally a use. Sometimes you have too much money.
One last thing, and then I'll stop talking
So
about
true.
Icon.
I'm
but-
constantly saying that.
Yeah, right?
One last thing, and then I'll stop talking about Icon. But
someone
do you
said
guys
that at
know
some
the Atari story? Do you know the story of like what's currently going on with Atari?
No,
No,
tell us.
I mean, the Atari story I think of is the 80s video game crash.
yeah, like
Yeah,
the
right.
founding of Atari.
The
So
Atari.
Atari has still been around since then. It's
Yes.
gone through all sorts of different iterations, failed attempts at doing all sorts of crazy things. They were like making shoes at one point, Atari branded shoes. And then about 5 years ago, this guy named Wade Rosen, who's a 41-year-old guy who like grew up on a farm and then got into tech, and then decided he was gonna come and try to take over Atari and like turn it around because he's a big geek who like loves Atari games. And since then, he's been running this company and just taking all these stabs. And so Atari bought Night Dive, which is the company.
I didn't
Kirk,
know
you know
that.
them.
Yeah,
They're
well,
the
I know
company
them, of
that
course.
remasters
Yeah.
games like System Shock. Atari bought
Stephen
Digital
Kick's
Eclipse.
company.
Atari bought
Ooh.
Digital Eclipse, which Kirk
I think
has
I
worked
did
for.
know that about Digital Eclipse because I remember seeing that.
That's
at
cool. When did
SGF
that
or
happen? Yeah, the
something. They
Kohler
had
still works for them, right? Is
booth.
that-
Yeah,
Kohler
Chris
still
Kohler.
works
Yeah, I
for
worked
them.
with
Yeah,
them
Our
on
former,
that.
our former colleague.
And
Yeah,
I
so
worked with
Wade
them on their
Rosen-
Karateka remaster, which was
Yes,
incredibly cool.
yeah, that's which
Wade
is pretty
Rosen
different. I think.
essentially Wade Rosen essentially decided, hey, I am going to make Atari the best retro game company in the world. And so what they do is they do all these remastered retro games, and then they also have been releasing new games in old franchises, some of which are like really cool new versions of old games. None of them have really hit so far, and he and I were talking a lot about that, about their kind of inability to find a hit so far. The game that they're about to release is hilarious. It's called Bubsy 4D, and it's a new entry in this.
Seeing things about Bubsy, like everyone's like this month, Hitman and the Return of Bubsy.
The Return of Bubsy, yeah, because it's kind of a joke. Because Bubsy was always just a joke platformer franchise that was always awful, and it's become ironically appreciated in recent years.
Right.
And I was talking to him a little bit about that because that feels like it's on track to be their first real breakout hit if it's cool.
So they have to
really
like corner the irony market.
Exactly.
There's worse strategies.
But the irony market can be cornered if it turns out to actually be good.
Right.
Like engaging with something ironically and then being like, "Wait, this is cool." That's
true.
owns. That's what we all want.
Yeah. And so like the guy in charge of Atari right now is just a 41-year-old geek who just like loves video games. Like after we sat down and we had an on the record conversation for like an hour, we were chatting about all sorts of things, and then afterwards he just wanted to talk to me about indie games and like ask me about like Team
what
Cherry.
you're playing right now. And
He wanted to know. He wanted to know what all the like he was talking about. He wanted to know about Team Cherry. He was talking about Hades 2 and Supergiant and using them as a model for stuff. And he's a fascinating dude. I was definitely impressed by him. I talked to him a couple times. And he was talking about, man, one of the things you guys would appreciate, all three of us I think appreciate, is just he's talking about like avoiding growth and just keeping things sustainable and not like being happy with singles and doubles and like not even wanting a home run. He was like, I wouldn't even know what to do with like a breakout hit. Like, what would we do with that? I was like, yeah, I mean, you have to avoid the temptation.
Success is scary. I feel like if you have a breakout hit, then you're like, oh, should we grow? What should we do with the investment? You're right. That's very stressful. It's smart of him to worry about that.
Yeah. The problem he's run into is that a lot of his games haven't even been singles. They've
Right.
been outs. But yeah, he's a fascinating dude who feels like he really gets it. And I've heard really good things about him from like other people in that Digital Eclipse and Night Day, like that world, which I think is really cool. They're in a unique position because their company is publicly traded, but it's very, very small. He owns the majority of, well, not the majority of shares, but he's the majority stakeholder, as in owns the most. He owns a plurality of shares. And most of the shareholders are just kind of like single investors or families or whatever, rather than retail, rather than like big institutional investors. I guess it would be retail investors rather than institutional investors. I think that's the correct terminology. But anyway, so rather than like BlackRock that owns 10% shares or like some pension fund that owns 8% shares, it's a bunch of individual people. So he doesn't have to deal with quite as much pressure, I think, as other gaming companies. But he's sunk a lot of his own money into the company, which I also find really interesting. Anyway, I'll turn this into a story at some point in the next week or two, which I think will be cool.
Sounds like it was a fruitful trip.
Sounds cool. I mean, I feel like that's a really nice little segue, Jason, to remind people of, since we're talking about sustainability, we're talking about what it's like to have a small business and to really, really care about sustaining it. This is a MaxFun Drive stream. What does that mean? It means the same thing that it means every year, which is that this is the coolest time, the best time, or perhaps simply the time that we remind you the most times per capita to go to MaximumFun.org/join and become a member and support
it's in your screen. You can see it right there.
It's right there on your screen, folks. And the reason why that's so cool is because we are a fully listener-supported show. That is all we are at TripleClick. We own TripleClick. We are part of a network, a worker-owned network of Maximum Fun, but also we individually own our show because of the way that MaxFun is set up. And that's why we work with them, and that's the funding model that we like. We believe in it, and I'm really grateful for it. I have been grateful for it all these years that we've been here. And the reason why we can honestly say that every year is because so many listeners support us. And so if you have been thinking about it, putting it off, I just haven't gotten around to it, this is the time of year where you could also get a really cool keychain if you back at $10 a month. And then you get our bonus eps, which you can also get if you can only afford $5 a month. So pretty good deal. We do a bonus ep every month. But that keychain, though, you could be getting a keychain right now.
That's true. You can be.
And also the nice feeling of knowing that you're supporting us at the $10 a month level or any of the other levels. There's a bunch of other cool stuff you can get at much higher levels.
Yeah,
but
go sign up. MaxFun Drive.
Mostly
It's the
just
time to
warm
do it.
fuzzy.
So should
Yeah.
we answer some questions? If you guys want to drop questions in the chat, I can pull them up and read them. But anyway, I've been talking for a while. How are you guys doing, Maddie?
Well, you know, how's
Drop in some
Kirk doing?
questions.
Kirk, what do you think it's so far of this game? Do you feel like you understand how to play this character yet?
Yeah, a little. It's a little tricky on stream because I'm not familiar with all the upgrades and I don't want to spend forever looking at menus. But it's pretty
You
fun.
got a
It's-
couple pieces of advice in the stream. You got
yeah?
somebody telling you to use
chat.
more pots. I don't know if that was a joke or not. And also to heal more. Somebody
Yeah, there are definitely times where I'm just not looking at my
Well,
healing because
that-
I'm not really paying attention.
But I think you've actually been really good at healing, and you've been doing
Lately,
way
I've
better
been
at that.
doing better. Yeah, it's kind of about synergizing these moves, which I'm sort of figuring out. You build a wall, and the dudes can't get through it, and then you throw up a turret, and it burns them. It's fun. It's kind of like ad management. Is a lot of this. Like I have this wall move like that, stops the guy.
So you're saying it's about the moves that you don't use?
It's really jazz. I'm just playing some.
Oh, I
Diablo
gotta tell you
jazz
guys, I meant to tell you this on the stream. So on this week's episode, we talked about gaming events, gaming conventions and stuff.
We
and
did.
Mhm.
We're mostly pretty down on them. We got an email from the event manager at PAX, who is a longtime Triple Click listener.
Hey!
His name is Sean, and he was saying that, obviously he was promoting PAX and talking about how actually, despite what we said about like not going alone necessarily, he was like, PAX does so much work to enable meeting new people and making friends, community meetups, giving like all sorts of features that like give fans the opportunity to connect based on favorite games, interests, communities, etc.
That's
He
cool.
suggested we
Nice.
host a Triple Click panel or meetup at a PAX someday. And,
Well.
Like
and
coming full
also-
circle. I feel like we did that when we were at Kotaku.
We did a split screen one. But also, to be fair, or to kind of back up what Sean wrote, we got another email. Hold on, I gotta find it. Oh, from another guy named Jeff, who also said that he's been going to PAX for well over a decade, and there are tons of cool panels and meetups and concerts and free play areas and like lots of opportunities for solo folks looking to make friends. So hey, PAX sounds like PAX is actually pretty cool place to go solo
That
if
is
you're willing to go and meet people.
Possible. I feel like the fact that I have
Tracks.
mostly only gone as a press person really changes how I would see it
Yeah.
and makes it much more difficult for me to ascertain what it would even be like to attend it without it being a work event.
Yeah,
Because
I
it's
think
so
you're right.
different. But I will say, I do remember that at the end of a workday, I would try to hit up those concerts because they get really, really cool bands at PAX. Like I remember, I don't know if you guys follow like Game Boy musicians at all, chiptune musicians, but Danimal Cannon played at a PAX that I was at, and he is so good. So if anybody in the chat wants to check out a really good chiptune artist, he plays the electric guitar in addition to chiptune tracks that he has composed, and the combination is thick. It's
Does he have
awesome.
like a Game Boy on stage?
Yeah. He has a Game Boy on stage, and so he'll like trigger the certain parts of each track, and there's kind of like ways that you can quote unquote play live, even when you are just triggering chiptune tracks, but then also
Right.
That's
play guitar.
awesome.
It's very cool,
Yeah.
and I feel like they have whoever does the music organization at PAX, that the PAXs that I've been to. I feel like they've always done a great job of finding like an eclectic mix of like, yeah, there's obviously like quote unquote nerdy bands, but also just like finding really talented bands. So at the end of like a long work day interviewing people, I'd always go to those and be like, yeah, I'll just listen to some music and space out and have a good time.
Kirk, I'm reading the chat. Rosie7032 points out that you're the only one who doesn't have instruments in the background. That's
Whoa!
hilarious.
Does Kirk
Are you
even
in your
play
attic? You're not in your
anymore?
you're not in your office. Your
The
basement.
reason for that, there's a reason for that, and that is that I feel like someone asked us this question once. They were like, "What is the how do you like separate work you're like, how do you keep a balance in your like workspace because you sit at a desk all day, and then you play games at night. Like how do you make that work? And the answer is that yeah, my music stuff is done in the studio, but my video game stuff is up here in the loft, and I keep
Where
them
the
separate.
three of us played Mario Kart.
There is a
last
guitar
Yes,
up here.
that's right.
When I have just like an Epiphone up here for when I'm watching TV and want to just practice scales. So it's just not in the frame of the camera.
Here's another question that you can answer, Kirk. So this is from Attila the Hen. 2 random questions. Any thoughts on Marathon?
Love it.
Any thoughts on Marathon? And have any of you checked out the Steam controller? None of us have played Marathon, but Kirk, you have checked out the Steam controller.
I am currently using the Steam controller.
Whoa!
Valve sent me
Cool.
one.
That was such a
Cool.
nice coincidence that you're using it right this very second.
I
had no
am.
idea.
I'm actually using one of the under buttons to do these attacks you're watching. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it on the show next week. I think it'll be my one more thing. I've been very excited for this controller. And it seems pretty good. I mean, it's, there's a lot of reviews of it out that are pretty, they're pretty comprehensive. So I don't think I can be more comprehensive than that, but it's cool. It kind of makes me realize it's like a nice controller. It feels kind of like a DualSense or a DualShock. In the like form factor, the thumbsticks are really good. I'm not incredibly picky about D-pads and buttons. It makes me realize though, so wait, what's it called? It's like the Steam controller. There's just the software on Steam. I'm forgetting the name. It's like Steam controller overlay or something like that. Someone in chat will know. They have a name for it. It's their kind of, just their controller software, like the overlay. That is amazing. Even if you're just using any controller, like you can go in and customize it. You can build those same radial menus that like I like to do on Steam Deck. You can do that just with like a regular controller. You can make it do all kinds of things with buttons. Like you can have buttons, multifunction buttons. It's really Steam input. Someone said yes. Thank you, voodoo person. Man, an OG username right there. Yeah, it's Joel. Hey Joel. Yes, it is a really amazing. So like this is cool. I mean, I think if you already have a controller, unless you really want to like play mouse and keyboard games, that's on your TV or something, then maybe it's worth it. Or if you're just like you have $100 to burn. But I don't know that I would have bought it if Valve hadn't sent it. I mean, I might have because I'm a controller freak and because
You
I
definitely
make money talking about video games. So yeah.
I mean,
But-
those under buttons alone. Much as Kirk has been famous for taking the UI
Yes.
out of visuals in a video game, I feel like I associate Kirk with
Yes,
enjoying
with
under
under
buttons
buttons.
on a controller.
And as I get older, needing under buttons more and more. Like it's very beneficial to have 4 of them so I can map the face buttons and like spare my thumb.
Under
It's
buttons
a
and under
good
boob.
controller. Yep, that's what they call. That's what they say.
That's
what I'm
the
here
triple
for.
click motto.
That's just what Gabe Newell's into. We're just all going along for the ride. Was Gabe Newell at that CEO conference?
I do not believe so.
Yeah, he's such a recluse. I would expect he wouldn't.
Well,
be
he just
there,
like he lives in New Zealand and hangs out on yachts all day. So
Yeah.
no, I don't think so.
I did recently see a news article about how he was trying to sell his yacht. I don't know if that panned out for him.
Well, he has a lot of yachts, I think.
yeah,
and
so I
because
think he was
huge
just trying to
collection.
sell one of many.
Right. Which I mean, if you're gonna buy a yacht, you might as well buy 10 yachts, right? Like you might as well just have a
I
yacht.
thought you were gonna say, buy a yacht, you might as well buy one of Gabe Newell's yachts. He's selling.
Right. That's also true.
If
Yeah,
anybody
I have
with a
2
yacht is
yachts,
looking
really,
to
what are you
purchase
doing?
a yacht, get in
Yeah,
touch
well,
with Steven.
I just feel like if you're gonna have a yacht, you might as well have a yacht for every day of the week. So
Well, you know
don't
how it is,
double
like,
dip.
well, you have your yacht in the Pacific, but then you're like over on the East Coast, and you're like, ugh,
Right,
my yacht is in the wrong
Like,
ocean.
What if you're in the Mediterranean Sea? I mean,
Yes.
who knows where you might be? I mean, you're flying around on your PJ in this situation, so like, who's to say
yeah,
where
but
you are
like
at any given
you could just
moment?
have your Atlantic yacht, your Mediterranean
This
yacht.
is the triple click listener demographic. This is who
yeah,
we're speaking
yacht
to.
owners. A gaming
People
podcast
who
for
are
yacht
having
owners.
these experiences. And while we're here, go ahead, check out MaximumFun.org/join.
Yeah, if you own a yacht and you're not a Maximum Fun member, consider joining.
But do not donate us a yacht because I don't think
No.
we could do
We don't
anything
do
useful.
Just the
with
ta-
that.
the
Just
taxes
sell
on
it
the loan.
and give us the money instead. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
prefer not to have the yacht.
We don't want the
Um,
capital gains of
No.
having a
Yeah,
yacht
it like kicks us all
appreciated
into a
in
new
value.
income bracket.
Yeah, what
That's
is
right.
that joke?
Right.
It's like the two greatest days of your life are the day you buy a boat and the day you finally get rid of the boat or something.
Nice.
Or it's like
Yeah,
a
that's
classic
good,
rich
right.
person joke.
I just think
That's
of
good.
what's the Mike McClintock, the press
Oh
secretary on
yeah.
Veep. He has that running storyline where he like buys a boat and it's the worst decision he ever made because Mike
Well,
McClintock
he's
always
just
makes
the-
bad decisions.
And he's just trying to sell the boat the whole
Yeah.
time. So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
It's
he's
so
trying
good.
to pawn off the boat on other
He's
people
like,
like
hey
it's the
man,
Ring
this boat's
video.
pretty great. You should buy it.
Kirk, should we play something else now that we're
Yeah,
getting
what
into
are we
hour
thinking?
2?
Sure.
It's almost 9 p.m. We've been
Yeah.
playing
Oh, yeah,
Diablo
we've been
for an
going
hour.
Also,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
let's
pretty-
take some
pretty
questions.
nice
Drop
low-lift
questions
kinda
in.
game.
Drop
Yeah,
questions
let me
in the
click
chat,
this.
and I'll start. We'll start accumulating them. And
Do we think we would
going
ever
through.
play Marathon? What do you two think about extraction shooters generally? Have you ever played one?
I have
It just feels
Marathon.
like such a commitment.
I feel the same way. It's mostly like, and there are
Okay.
games we're playing for the show where like I'm playing Saros to talk about it with you too. Like I was playing,
Yeah.
whatchamacallit, Pragmata, and like
Yep.
that takes a lot of time. I don't have like that much time. It isn't like when I was at Triple Click and I could play like a dozen hours of games a
good.
week or
Talking
more.
That's good.
I'm sorry. Like when I was at Triple
Yeah,
Click.
and there's
yeah,
a
when I
lot
was at
coming in
Kotaku.
May. Man, Meet of the Hollower is coming up real soon. It's gonna
When
be
is that
out
out?
soon. They don't have a date yet, but it went through. It started going through.
Jason
But
Schreier,
soon.
#1 Mina the Hollower
Man,
hype
well,
train has
so then there's
long
like
gone.
Already.
there's the Hitman game that's coming out soon, and I'm sorry,
Yeah,
the Hitman game, Jesus,
James
the IO,
Bond.
the James Bond IO game, which I'm incredibly excited
pretty
about,
good.
and like
Uh-huh.
I'm
was
gonna play the
excited
hell
to
out of
see.
that.
I
So
already
like
heard about
a
that
game like Marathon, you know, like it's a it's a big
Tough to fit
commitment.
in.
I
It
think
is a
that-
big commitment. That's the thing, right? Like you can't just pick it up and be like, all right, I'm gonna play a couple hours and just like get a lot out of this. Like you really have to
Right,
dive in, right?
and I think it.
I mean, this is
correct me
why
if I'm
the
wrong.
show was a Destiny podcast for a time period, because
Right.
there was a period of time where it was like that's what you two were playing, because that's the kind of game that requires that level of commitment.
And
So
then there
the
was a period of
podcast just
time where
week
that's
over
what you
week
were
over week
playing.
over week. Yes, that's true. And
Yeah,
then there was a
that was
period of
later.
time.
you
there
picked
was a
it up
period of time later
after.
where I
Yeah.
transformed it back into a Destiny podcast, but that is kind of how it is, where it's like it just that's the topic over and over, and there's nothing wrong with that, and I could see the show becoming that. I don't know when or what would cause it to be that, but I'm not ruling it out. But it does kind of change the dynamic of what else you're playing, because you're like, well, I'm just playing this one game that's taken over my life.
Yeah.
And
It's
that is the style
also
of
I mean, Destiny by coincidence was before I had children. Like when I had my first kid, I
by
pretty much stopped playing
coincidence,
Destiny.
just by
yeah.
a strange coincidence.
What is this game?
This is Retro Rewind.
Retro
I just like
Rewind.
got this on Steam. It's like a Blockbuster video management simulator.
Oh, I saw people talking
Cool.
about this. You manage a Blockbuster.
Yeah, I think I'm supposed to buy these. I'm literally starting and I have no idea how to play this, so I'll just mess around. We can mostly just talk. I figured this is like
Buy a thin movie
this
show.
doesn't require me to stay alive. Okay, I think I'm gonna go.
Well, we can read some more questions.
I just want to talk about a couple of games that are coming out in the next
Oh,
few
please,
weeks, because
go
it's
for
like a surprisingly stacked month.
Yeah, I know.
So next week, Alabaster Dawn, which is the next game from the makers of Crosscode, that comes out in early access next week. I actually just got an early code for that. There's a new Annapurna game called
Sorry, is Alabaster Dawn? That's their first game after.
After Crosscode. Yeah,
Yeah, their
next-
first Crosscode
most recent
follow-up.
game since Crosscode.
That is.
There's a game called Mixtape that comes out next week from
Yeah,
Annapurna
that
that
cool.
looks
Yeah.
interesting. There's Call of the Elder Gods, which is a sequel to Call of the Sea, a game I really liked back in 2020 when that came out. If you guys remember, it's like an adventure game, like kind of Myst-like adventure puzzle game. Really cool game. There's Subnautica 2, also early access in 2 weeks, which is also crazy. Kirk, are you gonna play that?
I
Yeah,
guess so.
Subnautica
I'm
2,
gonna read about it. Like I didn't play Subnautica in early access. We talked about this on the show. Remember that people have early access builds of Subnautica that they still play. Like then post videos of them on YouTube, which is
Right,
pretty
the
cool.
early ones. That's funny. So that's coming. Then
So maybe for
Forza 6, Forza Horizon
right
6
Forza
is coming.
Horizon. I'll play that for sure.
The new Yoshi game,
Order movie. Bundle.
007, like you mentioned before, and There's one more. Oh, PUBG 4D. Oh, and Zero Paradise, which is the new game from Studio Zaum, the makers of Disco Elysium.
Oh yeah,
And there's some
Right.
weirdness.
I'm very curious about that.
Yeah, so there's
Oh.
obviously some craziness surrounding that whole studio and who's behind it, but like this game has gotten pretty solid previews and stuff. And
It
that's
has.
just all May, and that's without Meet of the Hollowers. So crazy May, I would say.
And then when you
okay,
add Me and the Hollower in, it's like, forget all those other games. Me and the Hollower
Wow.
is coming out.
that's gonna take over our lives. I have a feeling that that's gonna be a
Good,
special
good.
game. And
We'll
when
see.
you the another reason I thought of it is when you mentioned the chiptunes, because that game has some of the best. Like Jake
Ah.
Kaufman is one of the best chiptune
Oh my
artists
God.
out
Yeah,
there.
yeah. And I
That,
love a
like,
good chip tune.
Is it called like
I
Grab Your
love it.
Shovel or something like that? That main
Steal Thy
like,
Shovel.
Man, that's like I love that soundtrack so much.
Yeah, so good.
I played.
Okay,
I
yeah,
liked
Maddie,
that
you
game.
wanna-
I liked Shovel Knight. I played a chunk of it, but I like the soundtrack is like a part of my life.
Well, and I feel like Mina is way more up your alley
Yeah,
because it's like
I
got
think
a
so.
bunch of souls to it. It's got the Link's Awakening to it. Anyway, Maddie, you want to read some questions?
Sure. So this is a question from Kato Macabre, who says, "What advice would you give to a merch designer trying to get into official video game merch?" This person says they have some success with pro wrestling merch, presumably, which I feel like there's so much overlap between pro wrestling fandom and video game fandom to begin with that, like, in theory, maybe the kinds of things that are popular t-shirt wise, merch wise among a wrestling fan, maybe that would also work for video games. I like, what is the video game merch that we actually like? I feel like I get stuff for free that I don't like, but like, what do I actually seek out besides all of my Samus amiibos?
Can
I
you
own-
clarify when you so is like if you're a video game merch dealer, does that mean you officially
Yeah,
licensed
Kato.
and just like pitch stuff?
Kato, you should respond again and describe exactly what you want advice about. I would love to hear more about this question because I'm curious about it.
I will say my
Um,
favorite video game merch is like really good Lego sets.
Oh,
like I have
that's a good answer.
the Deku Tree, and I have the I think you can see in the back there somewhere next to Play Nice is Bastion Lego from Overwatch, which is really cool.
Yeah. Kato, ask or rather Kato, clarify what kind of merch you mean and we'll elaborate. This isn't quite a question, but I'm going to read it. Your best friend Trent says, love the DualSense thumbstick placement. Xbox thumbstick placement is wrong, and that is just a fact. I've been thinking about this lately. So we're talking about the difference between the thumbsticks being parallel versus being slightly off kilter. Do we have
Right.
opinions about this?
Offset
Oddly
parallel.
enough, I don't know that I do have an opinion. I think
I don't
just,
either. I'm with you,
I just-
Maddie.
I just lock in, and it's kind of like just changing to I don't know, a different language. If you know multiple languages or something, like I just lock into that other mode in my mind, and I don't even think about the fact that the joysticks are in a different spot.
I'm with you. They both feel good to me.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
weird.
But you know
similar.
what? But you know what throws me off is I've been playing Animal Crossing with my kids and switching from Y on top or Y on what is it? Y on the no
You
Y
mean
on
the
top. Switching from
placement-
Y on top,
yes.
like the X and Y reversal. That
Yes,
fucks
yes.
with me every time on the Switch. And my kids are like, "Why are you so bad at this?" I'm like, "No, I'm just used to the other controller."
Yeah, the basically the buttons, the face buttons being different on each of the three major
Yeah, that
controllers
really
is-
messes with me.
Well, but the PlayStation and Xbox are kind of similar because triangle is usually the equivalent to Y, and square is usually the equivalent to like the X on the Xbox. So that I can deal with. It's
But
just
there
the
is
Switch.
also an X button on the PlayStation controller, though.
Yeah, but that's not as confusing for some reason. Like I'm used to that because it's kind of like you're doing the same things in the same order as opposed to on Nintendo where it's just like it'll tell you why and I'll just be I don't know, something about it is just really throws off my brain.
Yeah, I feel like for me, the issue, which I thought you were going to talk about with Nintendo games, is the fact that like the placement of the action button versus the back button in some of those games is sometimes reversed from what it typically is in a game. And sometimes Nintendo games especially will give you the option to switch those two buttons, but they won't always. That is the thing that screws me up, is the two kind of like bottom right buttons as to which of them.
That's a
can be
Japan thing,
Yeah.
I think.
Mhm. I think you're right. That messes me up. But yeah, I don't really think about the joysticks at all. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
Jesse
not a thing for
Olsen.
me either.
wants to know what do you use the radial menus for? I assume this is a question for Kirk. I think they're cool, but am not sure what to map them to.
So it kind of depends. Like when I'm playing games on Steam Deck that have like quick save, that's actually one thing I really use them for. The Tentacles Last Melody. These are some funny movie names. So for example,
I think they're all auto-generated or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I think they're
movie.
written. I think they're written. They're just a little silly. Okay, close. Yeah, so like sometimes with some games, I'll literally have it. You hold down the radial, and it just is like F5 and F9 are the top and the bottom of the radial menu, so I can just quick save and quick load. Like I think when I played Dishonored, they will come for the PC. When I play Dishonored on Steam Deck, I do that. Oh wow, she gave me a lot of money. So that's one thing I do, but sometimes it's just like the map, like some other like hotkeys. If I'm playing a game that allows for keyboard inputs and controller inputs, it's definitely a nice option to have for like little things like that, like things that I access a lot where I don't have to hit pause and then go to the map. You know, I like just can hit the hotkey, but I don't have a keyboard because I'm using a controller. So that's it for me. They're not usually like super important or like super crucial, but it's kind of nice to have.
What's the name of this game, by the way? A couple
Retro Rewind.
Okay.
This is fun. I've never played it before, so I like for a little while I did not know how to take people's money, but it's satisfying. It's like a little.
You're just standing there.
Okay, so this person is like, I want a classic. I want an old movie. I don't know if I do. Let's see. Drama, good critic. Oh, I see. So they're all kind of categorized.
So this is kind of like Tiny Bookshop style, although Tiny Bookshop is more complex, I would say, and has real books in it that you can recommend.
That looks like
but
a movie. There we go.
I cannot help you at the moment. I love this dialogue options. I've never heard of
Here,
this
take
game.
my money. It's new. Yeah, I just like saw it on Steam and thought it looked kind of cute.
It does look cute. Okay, so Samuel Douglas wants to know, this is another Kirk question.
Okay.
What is it like playing a real-time strategy game with the Steam controller? Have you played anything like that?
A real-time strategy game? Oh, I have 50-cent pieces. Wow. No. I played a lot of like I played Divinity Original Sin 2 on Steam Deck a lot, and that I used the radials. I used the shit out of the radials on that because like it was a fully.
That makes sense.
And I was like a hybridized mouse and keyboard setup. It wasn't like controller with some hotkeys. It was like everything. Like the sticks were functioning as a mouse. So yeah, it was incredibly useful to have radials because there's so many different buttons you want to press. But a real-time strategy game would be pretty hard. I don't know. Jason, I'd be interested if you use the Steam controller to play StarCraft. How that would go
Yeah,
for
if
you.
I get one, I'll try it. I would probably. So the thing about RTS games, or at least StarCraft, the one that I play the most, is that you need keyboard shortcuts. So I don't really think it would work with a Steam controller. Like when I'm playing, I'm constantly
like highlighting your guys.
Well,
Is
I guess
one
if you were
thing.
playing through Steam, I can't remember if Steam input would work with like a Blizzard game. But if you were playing through Steam,
you don't
it
have
would.
enough buttons for all of the different keyboard shortcuts.
Well, you could like write macros in Steam input and then assign those shortcuts
Yes,
to
you would
like
really have to train
radial
your
buttons.
brain. Like
Yeah.
no player would really be able to do that. Because like
But you could, but
if you played-
theoretically, like you could.
I guess in theory, sure. But if you're an RTS player and you play competitively at all, you've trained your fingers to like get used to all these different macros.
of course,
So,
of course. It's definitely
Yeah,
not going to
it-
be
it
as
would
good
be
as a mouse and
so
keyboard.
Funny
Yeah.
to just be like, yeah, I'm a pad player on StarCraft, which is like people say pad player. People say pad player in the fighting
Yeah.
game community to refer to using a regular controller rather than an arcade stick. So like in my mind, it's like very funny for somebody to go to like a StarCraft tournament and be like, oh, I'm a pad player, and like taking out a controller, like just like fully insane behavior. No one's ever done that. No, like they've memorized all these macros. And they're like, oh yeah, BA under button. That's me selecting my third triumvirate of guys that I have. That would be wild.
That would be wild.
Okay. Any thoughts on the new Xbox logo? This is from Pan Fried Pancake. I have only
have to
seen
look that
people
up.
sharing
Doesn't
it.
it look, I think it looks
jokingly.
kind of like
What's
the
the new
old.
Xbox logo?
Doesn't it look like the old Xbox logo? Meet the new Xbox
Yeah, it's
logo?
classic.
Same as the
It's-
old.
it's-
Oh, I gave back less
it's
money than
green.
expected. Whoops.
It's got the green X,
Yeah, it looks like the original one, right?
just like old times. We're really bringing it back. I feel like that's kind of been Asha Sharma's MO so far. Is like we're called Xbox again, and
Yeah.
also green Xbox
Gamers.
logo. It's a green X.
It's like the Xbox you used when you used to like Xbox. I mean, that seems like a pretty clear strategy.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like
you
just
don't
literally
like
spelling
us
out
now.
exactly what the what the focus group says. Well, they showed them a series of green X's, and they were like, "Which one do you have a good association with?" And they like point to the old one. That's when Xbox used to be good.
This is a pretty cozy game.
It looks very sweet.
It's very cute. I like
There's a
I like
nice
that you called it
rainy
triple click.
blockbuster. Yeah, the name of our store is Triple Click.
Shouldn't it be called like triple rewind?
I was trying to think of it right. I was
triple
trying to
tapes.
think of triple tapes.
Triple tape.
Oh, that's good.
Table Click. Tape Click.
Maddie, that one might have to go back to Spider Mansion for some workshopping.
Yeah, people should ask us in the chat about Spider-Mansion suggestions. Okay, so JC 5528 says, fewer games that aren't centered around finding and crafting are now including those mechanics. Now that ubiquitous mechanical trend is quieting down, what do you think will take its place? Okay, so this is kind of like a multi-tiered question. So like games that didn't normally have crafting in them are now incorporating crafting. What do we think is the next big thing? Like if crafting is the present day, what is the next mechanic that is not ordinarily in every game but will now be implemented in every game?
Oh man, I know the answer to this.
Yeah.
Go ahead. The sad mailbox.
Physics-based co-op like Friendslop.
Oh, sure. So like Peak and like that
You
kind
can
of
have
thing.
viral moments with your friends no matter what you're playing.
We might already be there. I feel like you're on the pulse. Like we're past crafting and now we're on the Friendslop era where like you play something specifically to make it a clip for streaming or for reels or YouTube shorts. We're on YouTube right now.
Yes. Or really, actually, the answer to this might just be virality. Like all games will just have something that is meant to be shared on social media to get eyeballs on it and stand out from all the other games.
Yeah, and like physics-based sims stuff, like simulation stuff is like most likely to result in a comedic moment. So I think you're right that that's a good way to go. But I also feel like it doesn't have to be a multiplayer game. Like I feel like that game that Kirk was trying to get on stream, but we didn't end up using is Baby Steps. Is that what the game is called?
Yes.
Baby Steps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another one that's like really funny to watch, even
Right,
though it's not a
for a streamer
multiplayer
one.
game.
That's why I switched my answer to be more like virality, because that's a game that has plenty of virality. And that feels like it's the trend is virality, or like moments that can be made viral. Like I'm imagining a bunch of executives in a boardroom being like, so what can we
where's
add
the
to punch up
clippables?
the
Like, how
virality?
many- yeah.
Clippable moments. How many clippables do we have? Yeah,
Like your cutscenes are taking too long. They need to have like someone get punched in the balls.
Yeah.
Or whatever is a clippable moment these days.
Your cutscenes are taking too long. And instead of having quick time events, what is going to happen instead is characters just getting punched in the nutsack. That
Right.
is
Over and
going to
over.
be what we're seeing. Okay.
Yep. So it could be shared. Punch in the nutsack with like funny sound effects.
Boing. It's
Well,
like not
actually,
the
do you
sound
remember?
expect.
Do you guys remember those old Tomb Raider games where like Lara would die in these like gruesome ways
Oh,
whenever
yeah.
you get a game over? So that'll come back as like and then it'll be like, do you want to share this death with your
Right,
friends?
clip this.
There'll be like
this
jackety
gruesome
stacks playing
Yeah,
over
yeah,
it. They should do that in those
Yes.
games now.
Well, actually,
They
maybe
should
that'll be
re-release Tomb Raider from 2011 or whatever it was, the remake one.
with
and
Yakety
just
Sax.
add in
Maddie,
Yakety Sax.
what if
Change
the
nothing.
next console, like the next Xbox, as a feature, allows you to share things and play Yakety
Play-
Sax over them?
You know, they should do a
There's just
partnership with TikTok.
like a button with a saxophone on it.
Yeah.
Nintendo has the
man.
C button and Xbox has the sax button.
That'd be so good. We gotta
Like,
call
it's
Asha
weird. We
Sharma.
call
Be
like Asha
like-
puts out a picture of just the controller and it has the saxophone on it, and everyone's like, "What does the button mean?" And there's
This
like
is Jason.
multiple
You run
articles of
into
people
her at like
speculating.
at a conference for CEOs, and you're like, "Okay, hear me out. I
Hear me
got
out.
the idea
Yeah,
for you."
saxophone
Okay,
button.
I have a
Boots
question for you
Randolph,
guys.
Yakety Sax.
Why does I have a question for you guys? Why does Xbox only hire executives who like everybody refers to by their first names, like Asha, Phil, Matt?
Do people call
Sarah?
Asha Sharma Asha?
Oh yeah.
I just did. I
Everyone
just did
does.
just now, and
Yeah,
I
everyone
feel
does.
like it's already part of it. I don't
It's
know.
like
Does
everyone-
only Xbox do that? I think
Xbox
you're right.
hires all executives who people refer to, who like
Well, people-
it's catchier to refer to their first names than their
But
last
people
names.
called Reggie
And it's not
Reggie.
like it's
People
'cause they
called
have-
Shuhei Shu. I feel like this is more. It's more than an Xbox thing. Oh,
Yeah,
I
but
need to get
Sony executives, I feel like they don't get that to happen to them as much.
This lady just gave
No,
me a
I
50, and
don't-
I want to try to keep her change, and it won't let me. She's like,
No one calls Doug Bowser Doug.
No,
Yeah,
but that's because his
okay.
last name's Bowser. And so if you don't call Doug Bowser by his full name, then you're
Well,
missing
yeah,
out.
I guess you can't do Bowser either. That would be
But everybody
very
did call
confusing.
Reggie Fils-Aimé Reggie. That's
true.
true.
But that's because he like introduced himself. He made it a thing. But yes, Fils-Aimé is a little tougher
also hard to say,
Reggie's very
yeah.
easy to say. Yeah, maybe it's just a common
Yeah,
executive.
I,
I
think
guess.
it's part of the like personality aspect of the game executive era that we're in now still, where it's like now they have to be capable of presenting games. Like not only do
was-
they have
right.
to have, one presumes, good financial sense and managerial sense, they also have to be capable of getting on stage and like talking to Jeff Keighley and wearing a blazer and stuff. Like that is also part of the job for a lot of these guys. Which is kind of weird when you think about it. Like,
It's
why would
always
that
been
be
a
part of
weird
the
thing
job?
about video
Well, that's-
games, where like,
But that's
Yeah.
like a CEO job. All CEOs do that. Sam Altman's job is to fly around the world and do
You know,
publicity for OpenAI. Like
but
all
I don't
CEOs.
think. But I think like in like that's now true, but I don't know if that was always true. Like in all entertainment fields, like if like I don't know, Warner Brothers CEOs would get on stage to talk about their movies, maybe.
I don't know
I think
that
it was-
I don't even know
Well-
that Warner Brothers CEOs are doing that.
Well,
really.
but Kirk, what you're referring to is the publicity, like speaking to the public. That's a little different than what I think all CEOs have always had to just fly around and be personable
Oh,
to other
Yeah,
companies.
absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
they all
the
have
whole
to be
job.
charming and
I
glad
guess
they
Yeah,
Well,
I'm talking
because
about how
gaming
like
is such a
that
well,
Reggie
gaming
would
is
be up
such a
on stage at
customer-facing
E3.
business.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And it
I
was
mean, the
always,
difference
like,
between
weird.
gaming and a
This
lot of
guy's, like,
other
the money man.
industries. Yeah, I mean, well, Nintendo is different because like Reggie, like Nintendo of America is not where the power is, so they've existed to like do press and marketing and corporate stuff anyway. But I think that like because gaming is such a customer focused industry as opposed to some of these others, that's why the CEOs are constantly addressing customers. The question is like who's actually making the decisions under these CEOs? Well, the CEOs are out
Right,
there being
right.
figureheads.
I wonder that, but I do think there is something. I mean, as I've always said, gamers love trailers in a way that I feel like
We really
other
do.
mediums do not. And we really do, and part of
We
that is
really do.
because, as I first said way back when we were talking about this years ago, it's because when the trailer for a game comes out, we can all actually bond over a shared experience, whereas we all
Right.
play a game at a different
Right.
time.
And the game exists in our imagination. It's like it is whatever we dream it will be. Right?
Whereas when a movie comes out, that's more of a shared experience. We all see the movie. The movie's the same length of time for everyone, et cetera, et cetera. So that's sort of a difference between games and movies in terms of how they're promoted. The trailers are a really big event for games, and
Did
have
you watch
been
the
for
new
many
Resident
Yeah,
Evil trailer,
100%.
Maddie?
did.
Zach
and
Cregger's
the
trailer?
discourse about that is
It doesn't really look like
that-
Resident Evil, but I bet it's gonna be good.
But here's
Man,
the thing: Resident
watch
Evil
this lady.
movies.
She's got one choice. She's like,
got-
well,
really
I hope
thinking
I'm
about
watching this. Sorry, can you complete your thought about Resident
I'm
Evil
enjoying
movies?
watching this lady. That first Resident Evil movie, still pretty fun. That's my thought on Resident Evil. It's still pretty fun. Mila
Wait,
Jovovich.
it's not Yui Ball. Who's the director? The guy who makes all of those?
Oh God.
Someone in chat will remember. I know his name. He is
The one
an
didn't,
auteur of
didn't Mila
these.
Jovovich
Oh, yeah, she's
marry
in all of
him
them.
in the end?
Yes, that
Aren't
sounds
they still
right.
married?
I don't know about that, but I do think that they got together.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether or not they're still together, but they.
I
they
can't
were
find
together
any
originally.
movies. All the shelves are empty. Yeah. Oh, she's pissed. Whoa.
Oh no!
Look, I'm sorry,
she
guys.
Looked really mad.
I gotta order more movies. Oh no. Oh no. Movie
I mean,
ordering system.
Could you imagine going to a Blockbuster in the 90s and like the shelves are empty?
The
You'd be
shelves
like,
are
"What the
completely
fuck?"
empty.
I'd
You
be
would
so
be
pissed.
mad
There's
because
like one-
you
I just
would have
drove
driven
here.
there. Yeah, you would have driven there solely to get a movie. This is what it
There's
used to be like.
one horror movie, and it's called The Undead King, and you're like, I don't. It's The Invasive Hag, These do feel a little bit procedurally generated. I don't think they are though. The love seat on the bridge.
Like how the love seat isn't on the bridge.
And some of them are bad, like critically got panned, but I bet that sometimes people come in and they're like, I kind of want a bad movie tonight.
Do we want to?
Oh, I got a bunch more movies. Oh, I got more movies. Come on, guys. I'm coming. I'm coming. Here, don't leave. Don't leave.
I
Look.
like that button.
Look.
I'm surprised
Look what I
haven't
do
seen
for
that
you.
button. I haven't that double where it says W, get off the computer. I'm surprised that hasn't been taken and turned into a meme online.
It should be. It's like
I didn't even
press
realize I
F
had
to
so many
pay
movies.
respects. Press W to get off the computer.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, the movie
Okay,
rewinder
so-
takes you
Like
back.
if someone says something you don't like, you respond to them with just that
Press
screenshot.
W
of
to get off.
W, get off the computer.
Log off. Okay, so your best friend Trent asks, I impulse bought a Switch 2 yesterday. Have you all ever
Congratulations.
impulse bought a console or something else video game related? Have we ever impulse bought anything?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm
So
trying to think
I
what
feel
then.
like this isn't a good question for gaming stuff because of our jobs and like
Yeah,
for us, we're in a different place. But I have impulse bought. Actually, the Lego set I mentioned earlier, the Deku Tree. I
You
impulse bought that. I had to explain to my wife why I was spending $300 on the Lego set.
What was your explanation?
It was just like
You just
sorry,
pointed at
hopefully-
it?
I was like, I bet
like,
the kids
"Look
will
how cool it
enjoy
is."
building this with me. Yeah, I
a
was like, oh my
Deku
god,
tree.
look at this.
Sure, the kids will love it. They don't know
I've
what the
been
Deco Tree is
so-
yet, but
okay,
they're
I've
gonna
been-
love it.
I've
Bad
been able
movie.
to hold off. I've been able to stop myself from spending $500 to impulse buy the Rivendell Lego set, which
Oh man, looks pretty
I
sick.
do not need, but it looks amazing. But it's
Have you seen,
$500.
That's a lot.
The jazz. It's like a jazz quintet. It's about the Lego pieces that you don't snap into place. Have you ever seen that set though? It's like it's so sick, and I kind of want it. It's really big and it's super expensive. And
So
I'm not
wait,
gonna
does the
buy
I
Lego
it.
have
set
not.
actually say on it it's about the Lego? pieces
No,
that
he
you
was
don't
just-
snap
I was
into?
heading
You were
Jason
just-
off.
You were just
Dancing my
assuming that
joke.
Jason was gonna say that, and
Yeah.
so
I'm
you just
trying
wanted
to.
to
All right,
quickly say
Lego
it.
Jazz Quartet.
Look it up. It's
Alright.
so cool. Like it's
Oh, that is cool.
totally awesome. I was at the Mall of America and they had it in the window and it's bigger than I thought it would be, and I was like, oh man, I kind of want that.
That's
I
the thing
did.
about getting into Lego is that you have to think about how much space it's going to take up.
Some of
in
them are
your
pretty big.
home.
I did impulse buy the
factor that
Switch
in.
2 Pro controller, kind of. I didn't really need it, and then it was like $10 off at Walmart or something, and I was like,
Kirk, if something is, it's not an
okay.
impulse buy if it's only
it was
like
an impulse
$7.
buy.
I
I
would
don't
say it's an
know.
impulse buy.
But I did.
I
It
feel
was like
like it
another
has to
control. I have
be-
so many controllers. I did not need it, and then it's actually, it's maybe the best controller. Switch 2 Pro controller. It's really good. It's a
Does it
really
have
good
under
controller.
buttons?
I would say
does
something
have under
only
buttons.
counts as an impulse buy if you look at your credit card statement later and you're like, "Oof, I spent a lot on this." I feel like $70 on a controller that doesn't really qualify.
I see what you're saying. Also, I do feel like because of the nature of our jobs and this
Yeah.
wonderful
Yeah, it's a
podcast,
business
Yeah.
expense.
there is kind of a justification, which I
Well-
feel like can also be a little bit of a danger zone at times.
Well, I know that we make the yacht podcast, but for some people, $70 like is probably also
right,
like,
exactly.
Is
And
like,
we
oh,
make
God.
Triple Click
Um,
the #1 super yacht podcast
Right.
in the
Then
world.
$70
that
will be nothing.
all super yacht owners listen to, and of course we are amongst them. I feel like I don't know if this is quite an impulse buy,
I can get
but-
standees. Sorry, go ahead. I'm
but
just
I did
getting excited.
like level up my second monitor at a certain point.
Mm.
Like I had a second monitor that was like perfectly good, but then I had the like principal monitor that I used was really good, and like the difference between them was sort of irritating to me. And so then at a certain point I was like, let's just do this. Let's get a second monitor. And like I remember that arriving and Dina just being like, what happened here? Like why are you just carrying a monitor into the office? And I was like, you know what? We don't need to talk about this. It's fine. My own money. It's my fun money.
Maddie, I texted this to Kirk last night, but the jazz quartet thing made me think of it. There's someone named Isaiah Collier, Collier.
Is it
And
Collier
that
or
name-
Collier?
I assumed Collier,
Could be
whatever it is.
Collier.
Jacob Collier. being Collier,
And
but anyway.
that name refers to both a jazz musician and also a player on the Utah Jazz. That's-
What?
It's the same.
That's
same name for
crazy.
both.
But it's a
Yeah.
different
Right.
guy. It's two
different
different
guy.
guys.
Yeah, two different guys. There's a
Mhm.
guy named Isaiah Collier who plays jazz, and there's a guy named Isaiah Collier who plays
plays
for the Jazz.
Incredibly good.
And in a way,
Exactly.
the other guy also plays for the Jazz.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Think about
Well,
it.
and the other, actually, both
both
of them.
in
If
it
you
for
think
the
about
Jazz.
it, both of them don't play for the Jazz and don't play the Jazz.
It's all about the Jazz. They
No,
don't
It's
foreplay.
all about the free throws you don't make.
Now here's a fun
Terrible.
fact. I would say that of all of the sports, basketball is the most.
I'm constantly mixing
jazz-like.
those two things up. Jazz and
I'm
basketball.
trying to make sure that I get all the words right. Basketball has quite a bit in common with jazz.
That is true. There's a
I
lot
don't know.
of structured improv in basketball.
Exactly. Kind of a quintet.
It's really
like
fast.
A five-piece ensemble.
A lot of sneakers squeaking on the ground.
Sure,
When you go to a
yeah.
jazz concert, you're constantly
well,
hearing that.
that's part of the rhythm. Is like
Right?
Yeah. Mhm. They have like microphones just to pick that stuff up, right? Isn't that kind of a thing?
I just want
Part
to
of the
shout
charm.
out. So, like, we were talking about the Resident Evil director earlier, and I knew it wasn't Paul W.S. Anderson, but I almost said that, but I knew
It's
that
not
it was
him, though.
not.
Who is
And
it?
I just want to appreciate that two people in the chat said that, and my heart goes
No,
out
it
to
is
those two
Paul
people.
It is him. I
No, it's
thought.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
No.
no.
Paul Thomas Anderson is the director
is the
of
one who
every
just
one
won
battle
an
after
Oscar.
another.
It's the other
Yeah.
guy, though. It's
No,
not
it's
Paul
WS. No.
It is.
Maddie,
I'm
you're
fairly
That's
certain it
still
is
in
WS.
Spain.
It's WS. Yeah, it's.
Who am
it
I
was-
thinking of? Who's the other guy?
Paul Thomas
Thomas
Anderson,
is the
celebrated director of Boogie
Oscar
Nights.
winning.
Okay, so I just mixed the two of those guys up.
Yes,
then.
well, they have
That's
very
great.
similar
I'm
names.
glad this is live. Anyways, my point is,
Cut
point
this
is
out.
these
Cut
guys-
this out.
all right. I'm gonna mark this.
No.
I'll make an edit later.
two people also thought it was the other guy. So there were two people in the chat saying WS and two people in the chat saying Thomas.
Nice.
And my heart goes out to all
It
four
would
of them.
be
because
amazing
I
if Paul Thomas
I don't
Anderson is like,
freaking
I'm
know.
gonna make a Resident Evil movie.
He should.
He should.
He should. And the names of those two guys are right next to each other in my head at all times.
Well, they should be.
And
They're
it's terrible.
alphabetically
I mean-
right next to each other.
Exactly.
Anderson,
and I
Paul,
sort all
WS.
film directors alphabetically in my head.
Yeah.
Good times.
Well, Maddie, wait until you find out about Isaiah Collier.
I just did. All right, now I'm trying to find the next question.
It's like
here.
it's like a who's on first skit. Like,
It
oh yeah, my
is.
friend Isaiah Collier from the Jazz. Oh, he's into jazz. Oh, the guy who plays jazz. No, the one who
He
plays for the Jazz.
Okay, so Kato is back with more information about their merch career.
Oh yeah. Okay. Good.
I was in the AEW merch design team for a year, and I got to design for Kenny Omega. So that's a bit of an overlap already, which is true in terms of like people who are fans of AEW. With pro wrestling, I mostly design shirts, but I've done everything in the past, like shirts, pins, keychains. So the part I'm looking for input on is about people I could design for, be it a studio itself or platforms like Fanatico or I Am 8-Bit or stuff like that.
good
That I don't know if we can hook you up with, but I think we could give you some feedback, and the chat could give you some feedback about what they do and do not like. I mean, we do have to think about this every year when we design our own pins, or we give feedback about how to design our own pins. But I also have a lot of pins in my life that I really like. I really like an enamel pin, just in general. I like
Yeah,
keychains
well,
and I like pins more than
Pins, I think,
t-shirts.
are easier
Like
to
t-shirts, I
design.
feel like I have too many t-shirts, and so especially in my adult life, I'm more prone to enjoy a pin, or even a keychain or a zipper attachment of that kind, because
something small.
something small, yeah, something small, because also t-shirts, like
Yeah, it's tricky. I mean, I think
You never know.
I think of merch from just a different perspective. Like merch for live shows, for example, you want something that everybody can buy. So like t-shirts are really hard for live shows because you have to have multiple sizes. So it's better to get
Yes,
something that's
good
just
point.
like a mug or a hat because everyone can just wear the same thing. So there's
Yeah.
kind of those considerations. But in terms of like how do I break into selling merch? That's tough, man. I mean, it's got to be a really weird scene. There's like a lot of like drop shippers, people who just use Printful to just like crank stuff out. So I'm not totally sure what advice I would give.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
that's a world I don't know.
Yeah,
One of the
it's
coolest
it's a
pieces
pretty
of merch I ever got was
specific
at a
world.
Baldur's Gate 3 preview event in 2019, and they gave out this like gold like D&D dice, 20-sided dice that's like this big, so you can't actually use it, but it's
Oh,
pretty. It was
yeah,
pretty
you
cool.
could use it. My friend Will has
I
a
don't think it was
huge
actual
20-sided
gold.
dice that he brings to D&D, and he rolls it on the
Oh,
table.
does he
I always
really
worry
use
it's
it?
gonna like
This,
it's
yeah,
like
this seems like it
wham,
would,
like on the table. It's kind of sick.
this would break a table. I think it's not actual gold, but it's like heavy. It's like a heavy metal
Right.
dice. I think it would
Heavy
destroy a
metal.
table. Kirk,
It's
so we have,
metal.
so it's 9:30. I assume we'll go for like half an hour or so. Do you want to do Balatro or something else for a bit?
Yeah, we could switch to Balatro.
Yeah, we
there
should
are
switch to
questions we
something
wanna answer.
that Kirk needs to spend way more of his brain energy on, like Balatro.
Well, it'd be fun if we all just like talked about something as we played
As
it.
we played it. Okay.
Um,
Yeah, that's
Maddie,
fine.
while
Let me
Kirk is
end this
switching, maybe we
day.
can
What is it? It's
answer.
5:34 p.m.
Yeah, let me
you
see if
can
I can
wrap.
I wanna
find
close up
another
for the day.
question.
Maybe we
Close
can
up the
answer
triple click
some more
video shop.
questions
Yeah.
while Kirk wraps up.
I gotta scroll past like everyone dragging me for mixing up the polls.
I have a good
it's
jazz.
just
Wait, I can share a
hours
good
of
jazz
scrolling.
fact. My
Please
niece
do.
is considering picking up the bass, and the two most
good.
popular kinds of bass are, well, two of the most popular are the Fender Jazz Bass and the Fender Precision Bass, which is known as a P bass. And I was like, you should probably play a jazz bass for various reasons. I was telling my sister this, it's kind of more flexible. It's a little bit easier to play than a P bass. And so at one point she was like, okay, but do you have to play jazz on this? And you do not. The Fender Jazz Bass is not a jazz
it's a great
instrument.
Yeah,
I know
instrument would have
it was
a
so
rule.
funny. Right, it's so funny because like there's also a Fender guitar called the Jazz Master, which is also not a jazz, like rock musicians play them. And I was trying to explain to her, and I realized this is really stupid and hard to explain. I was like, no, the jazz bass is like a lot of rock and funk players play jazz bass. It's just called that because it was like the 50s or whatever. Anyways, it was very funny. And
good.
made me realize how dumb the naming conventions of some instruments are. I was like,
They
if you
should call
play,
Spider-Man.
I was like, if you play jazz bass, that means you play the bass in a jazz band. If you play a jazz bass, that means you play the specific instrument. And they mean
But what
different
if-
things.
But what if your name is Isaiah Collier and
Exactly.
you play bass in the jazz?
Do you play a jazz bass?
Do you play jazz
This
bass?
is we
What
can
if you play a
incorporate this
bass
into the
that-
Who's On First.
What if you play
Yeah.
a bass that is themed after the
jazz
Utah
bass
Jazz?
a
What if you play
Right.
position?
a
Right.
Utah Jazz bass while on
Right.
home base.
It's his signature jazz bass.
Home base? There's no home
Okay,
base in
but if you're
basketball.
if you're if you're Isaiah Collier and you're
Oh, man.
you've
Anyone
been
tuning in right
stationed-
now, this is what.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. If you're Isaiah Collier and you've been stationed in Guam,
Right.
on the military,
Yep.
then you're
on base.
You're a jazz.
Oh, I see. You're on a bass.
Jazz player playing jazz bass on a bass.
Who's on first? Do we have any questions
my
from
goodness.
the? Wait, I got a Fender
Wait,
Jaguar.
oh my God,
Jaguars are pretty
Kirk,
cool.
this is gonna stress you out, but someone in the chat is suggesting that we play Day One Blueprints, which I love.
Oh,
that
yeah.
idea. That'd be so fun.
I love the
should do
idea, but
that.
I think we should do that on some streams sometime. But I don't think we should try that with 30 minutes left. Is my
Okay.
sense. I think like
well,
something
but the
easy.
idea would be we'd have to do it in 30 minutes because the idea would be you like get to room 46 on day one.
Right.
So you want to try that another time, but we have to do
Yeah.
this sooner than like this time next year. We have to
No,
do it a
right. We
little
were
bit
just.
sooner
Well,
than
I think we've sometimes done more than one stream. Yeah, it'd be cool to
Alright.
do. I don't think I like have Blueprints installed, which I guess I could install it, but I was not prepared
Okay,
for
I mean,
that.
the
It
other
was
option is
something someone
Balatro.
suggested though, and it was a great idea. I mean, Balatro is very
Okay.
easy, and that I have installed, I think. I guess I can close now. All right, I'm gonna close for the day.
Cool.
Back store door is open. Uh-oh. What? What?
This is where the monsters come out.
Oh, this guy's
Just
got like
becomes a
he's got
completely different
bootlegs.
game.
Oh my
Hell
god.
yes, this dude sells
That's
bootlegs.
so funny.
Oh, they're
a
like
drug
adult
dealer.
films. Oh my god.
Oh, that's fun. So
Chocolate
you
covered
have to,
lord.
like,
Funny.
You have to hang up one of those like beaded curtains in the back of the store and like card people before they can go back there.
Yeah, I bet if you start putting them out with their other movies, you like get in trouble. That's really funny. Wait, did I pay? Oh, I did pay him. Okay. I love that it's like a guy in a trench coat wearing sunglasses at night.
Did you
Close
guys
the
see there was
door.
a trailer? I don't remember where I saw this, but there was a trailer for a game that was like you operate a store, but then it just like gets creepy and surreal, and the monsters they all turn into monsters or something. I don't remember what it was called, but it was at one of the streams recently. I don't know.
Oh, I love that. The slushy machine.
Maddie, are you gonna try to go to
Love,
Summer
love.
Games Fest
Not this year. Next year, I think we'll be able to afford to go though.
next year?
Nice.
And by
Exciting.
we, I mean Mothership. But that's not
Hell
what we're here
yeah.
to talk about. We're here to talk about Triple Play. We're here to
We are.
we're here to talk about MaxFun Drive. But yeah, I think we can probably make it happen next year.
Cool.
All right. We're switching over.
Yeah. I was
Or
talking
GDC. I mean, I
to-
will say this isn't the show where we debate when and where and how you can get stories. But Jason, you know very well, GDC is often really a good place to get stories. And
Yeah, it depends what
SGF
you're looking for, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I think SGF is good for networking. Or they both are. But GDC is it's pretty cool. A lot of people
Yeah.
are there, and that's very useful. If you're trying to like get a ton of stories per capita, bang for your buck, if you will. Like if you're like an indie journalist as opposed to somebody who's getting sent to everything, which used to be the case for me, but now I have to balance my budget. I remember the last time I was at SGF, Steven and I were talking about that a lot because it was like his first year of like balancing Steven Totillo of GameFile, balancing his budget and being like, let me make sure that I'm making my money back in theory by getting enough scoops or getting enough good stories at these events that I am going to get subscribers. And it's just a very different way to think about
Yeah, we were
journalism.
talking about that this week in Vegas at the Icon
I think it's
conference.
the future for a lot of people these days.
One thing that was nice about Icon is that they booked a block at the hotel, and it was actually surprisingly affordable. It was
Oh,
only
that's
like
cool.
the hotel itself was $215 a night, which was great.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Vegas. But I guess that's because they want you to spend money elsewhere in Vegas, eh?
Yeah, well, but
Maybe
the
this
hotel
doesn't
itself, everything else in the hotel is so friggin' expensive. Like, the food and like everything is just like you get there's like a little breakfast place. I only went there one morning because the rest of the time they served us breakfast, but a bagel with egg and cheese was like $14. So that's how they get you back. Is just insane. Inflated prices for everything else. Oh, Kirk already started Bellatra. I didn't even know.
Yeah, Kirk.
I
By the way,
started
your video isn't your video is now
Oh,
transparent.
thanks. I need to put it
The
here.
chat has noted
Wait, is
that you've been absorbed by
Been
jokers.
replaced. So
Is
I
this,
think I think this might be the same run I had going because I never play this on
I
my
was gonna
PC.
say, yeah, this is
I'm
like
trying to
you have
This
remember.
is
a
like
really
a year
good-
later. A year
Yeah.
later, we're returning
So it looks
finally.
like
I was
as a
gonna say you have
sequel.
a really good collection of Jokers there. Mime and Blueprint. That's a great.
I
that's
know.
A great deck.
So Jason, talk me through this. So I'm looking at it. It looks like I was playing Flush
Yep.
because
Yeah,
Flush was
I
at
remember
18.
Jason, as I recall, Jason was actively advising you
Yes.
last time we were playing,
Yes.
and was Jason. Do you still
I'd
remember
rather
all
just
your?
start again.
Yeah, I kind of have
No,
the
I
same
haven't
thought.
played this game in so long.
Let's
I'd
do it
rather
I
right.
feel like it. I
start a
feel
new
like it
run.
is hard to start in the middle as well. Like the
Yeah.
vibes are off.
Yeah,
I always
yeah.
try to. When I was
Yep.
playing, I would always try to quit like after a run. It's very hard to start in the middle because you have your routine and like your strategy in the back of your head, and then you lose it when you jump in right away.
Let's see. do
Okay,
ever-
so I have to look
I'm
at
used to
this
playing this on
screen.
iPad.
Okay.
All right, here we go. So you can see what I'm playing.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to make the screen bigger because
So I have a bunch of spades.
see.
I go for flush. So
Um,
Jason, what kind of flush should I go for here, or should I go for kings? I think flush is probably
Well,
easiest on first hand.
So what I always do, this would not be fun to watch, but what I always do is just restart on the first one until I can score 300 on the first hand. But
Oh yeah, but I
Um,
try to I just discard until I can get a flush, and usually it works
Yeah.
out. And if I can't, I'll,
you can
I'll,
do that.
I'll restart.
or
What
you have
flush
the-
would you go for here?
Well, I might keep the 2 kings and 2 nines and try to go for a full house.
Will that get me through in 20 times 2? So that's like 1, 10, 20. Watching
but you
us
have
try
to
to
do
do the math. Yeah, I know.
But wait, you have to.
38.
No. I wouldn't play those. No. I
Mhm.
wasn't saying play those. I would say
Oh, I see. Go for
discard
'em. Yeah.
the others. Yeah.
Wow.
And now.
Almost.
Oh, you have a nice
for a
diamond
straight.
setup, but
Yeah. I think let's actually. Here, I'm gonna go for diamond flush.
okay.
I feel like it's been so long since I even thought about Bellatra.
So
Possibly
I like.
a full year.
I was at my. Oh, I think this will get us there, right? This will get us there. I was at my sister's house and just like started playing this on God, I don't even know. I think on their Apple TV, just I was showing it to one of my nieces, and then I was like, and I just like started playing, and then I think I didn't have my Steam Deck, but I had my iPad, and I was like, started playing Balatro, and then I was just playing Balatro again. It was totally a relapse. It was pretty gross.
It's. I like that noise you just made. You sounded like you had.
Yeah, it was like
apnea.
a vacuum was sucking you into
Yeah, it was kind of
Balatro.
a sleep apnea sound.
That's what I sound like if I sleep without my CPAP mask on.
All right, what do we got here? Plus 30 chips, reach remaining discard. 1 in 4 chance. All right, that sucks.
Yeah, I would keep. Oh, okay.
Oh, you would have kept the other one?
This is why it's important to wait until Jason weighs in.
We'll definitely get a temp. Well, I would get yeah, definitely get a. If you're gonna get a Joker, you can get the Joker, another Joker pack. No, standard pack is
another
just
Joker
cards.
pack,
Okay,
just
I would
standard,
definitely get Temperance because that'll just give you
me
free money,
$2,
right?
That'll
How many?
It'll
I can't
cost
see.
3 and
Oh,
it'll
it's
get me
only
two.
$2. Okay.
Yeah,
The
it's
screen.
not
I
worth
need
it.
to make the screen bigger so I can actually see what's going on. Hold
Mm-hmm.
on. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, much better. I just clicked on your Discord tab. Okay.
Yeah, you can probably make me bigger.
Um,
Yeah, I think the Emperor.
yeah, the Emperor is good. I mean, or you can
It'll
save
take
your
me
money.
under
Either of
5
those is
though.
fine.
I think I'll save it. I want to get some
Okay.
interest next time.
Wait, so what does Magic 8 Ball do?
It's terrible. 1 in 4 chance for each played 8 to create a terror. I mean, it's
Okay.
not terrible, but
So
it
yeah,
won't get me
ideally-
any points.
Ideally, in that first round, you want to get something that'll
Yep.
increase your modifier, increase your score in some way, which you don't have. So that's a little dicey.
Yep.
So you'll have to go for like high scoring hands. So yeah, you could definitely just keep going for flushes. It's
think I
never a
will.
bad idea,
At first.
unless the full house pops up or something.
Mm,
Hopefully.
nope. No,
Mm,
not great.
not great. Uh,
Is this just what it was like to be in Vegas, Jason? It was exactly like that.
I was playing craps.
Yeah,
Craps
that's
is my
true. Craps is your game. Craps is your favorite game. They should start piping in the Balatro soundtrack too.
Oh my
'cause
god, they
Craps is
should. That would be terrifying.
Someone should make.
Oh,
There have been all
creepy
these
and good.
games that are like trying to ape Balatro, but nobody's done a craps version of Balatro. Maybe
What,
'cause
how
it's
would
too
that work
hectic.
exactly?
It's
Like,
possible
would it be a
someone
multiplayer?
has.
Yeah,
It's
because
too
you need
hectic.
the multiplayer part too, where everybody's
Right,
kind
that's
of
part of the fun.
succeeding together in some
I hate
form.
this.
But I think
Ah,
that could
Kirk
work.
has given up. Kirk gave
Nah,
up.
that's when you don't get anything like
Rip.
on that,
Yeah, you
at the
got to get
first
something
shop.
on the first. Yeah,
It's just not worth the time. I want the stream to see something interesting come together here, and not just like
I agree.
watch me like scrape and then lose in the like second.
We got
shot.
19 minutes for quote something interesting.
We need something good to come here. All right, what do we got? We got 5s. We got hearts. Not really very good here. We'll go for hearts.
Sure.
Okay,
Well-
There you go.
Okay. Don't hate that. Does it kind of feel to the people watching
Got
this
it.
like they're watching someone gamble? You think this will get us there? I'm gonna do one more just to see.
I don't know that Balatra's ever felt that way to me. I know people have sort of analyzed it through that lens, but I think that what is addicting and compelling about Balatro is not
Mm-hmm.
it's not the same thing as actually losing money, which has a
304.
different sensation.
No, it's true.
What's addictive about Balatro is the building a powerful machine and watching the numbers go up. It's not the
Okay.
same. Trust me, as someone who gambles, it is definitely not the same appeal. Okay, hold
All
on,
right,
Kirk,
so-
before you buy anything.
Here we go, Jason. Talk to me.
I would do a buffoon pack
Yeah,
at this
I was
point
thinking
and try
the
to
same
find
thing.
something that'll help you boost.
We do have enough to get this.
Sock and Bussin could
Bussin'.
help you, so I would get the buffoon first and see what's in there, and then
Okay.
potentially get Sock and Bussin too.
Okay.
All right, what
Plus
do we have?
3
here?
with clubs, not bad. +1 multiplication.
Ooh.
Fortune teller's pretty-
having a cumulative one, yeah.
Yeah.
Get fortune teller.
and
and
then
then
sock and bust.
get-
Okay.
Well, hold on. Get fortune teller, and then maybe might be worth doing an Arcana now because you could
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're
start
right.
using the fortune teller
yeah.
molts,
Good call.
and that'll help.
Especially if what is this? What is this worth? $3? Okay, that's not bad. I love it when they give you tarot cards and you have the fortune teller.
Planet cards would be helpful now. I would do High Priestess at this point.
Yeah.
Unless you wanna start converting to kings and hope for a Baron or something like that. But that's kind of nah. I would do High Priestess. I would say.
I could use Temperance, get $3, and then buy Sock and
and then buy something else. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
And that would re-trigger face cards, which is
Yeah, do that. Do that.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
okay. Nice.
Because it's always getting a cumulative card,
At the
a
very
Joker
beginning,
card,
yeah.
and you're at the very beginning is always great.
And yeah, the permanent upgrade, or the whatever it's called, the store upgrade is
The
like
tags?
it's not that great.
Oh, I didn't
Um,
see what it was.
It's like greater chance, I think, of foil and holographic. I mean, it's good, but it's not like increase hand size by 1, like one that you have to buy.
Got it.
All right, let's see how this goes. So we want to play face cards now. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Could do 2 kings,
This will
2
probably
jacks.
get us there, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
It should with all that malts.
Yeah. And then an extra malt. No, didn't get us there.
No, not quite.
That's all right. 3, 4, 5.
Oh, you could do a full house and you'll get there.
What? Oh, 2s and queens. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Nice. What's happening in chat? I will just get sucked into this game and then just be sitting here
People are
slack-jawed
simply
while people are
vibing.
like, that's good. People are vibing. Can
This
everyone?
is the thing about Balatro. I mean, people can still ask us questions.
It's pretty
I
mellow.
realize we
Yeah.
have 15 minutes left, but hey, that's
This is
15
the
golden
time.
minutes.
Ask your spiciest
the
questions.
time. Also, like, it's the end of the night.
So now, definitely go for an Arcana.
Inhibitions are
Ideally,
low.
ideally start with the big one, and hopefully you get a money one, and then you can get the smaller one. So buy the $6
good
one
call.
first,
Good call. Good
and if you
call.
get a money thing,
Let's see. We got
Temperance.
$6 here. Temperance.
any other
anything
better options? Let's see.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I would do Temperance, and then you can get the other Arcana card and keep
Yeah.
building your mults up.
Yep.
Let's see.
Lucky
Ooh, Magician is
cards.
good.
Yeah.
Magician is useful.
I'll put it on that queen.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, that's nice. That's
Okay,
nice.
And then we gotta keep going. Yeah, foil and holographic and polychrome. Like, if I don't get it, it's not the end of the world.
Okay,
All right, psychic must play 5 cards. That's fine.
easy.
Easy. It's a very easy one. Well, nope. Bye.
Bye. Oh, straight. No. Don't. No. You got a straight there.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. And
Nice one.
Yeah.
all
that's-
right. This will be
that'll do it.
pretty good.
Yeah, that'll do it. Because you got +3. That'll do it.
Mhm.
As long as you get to 100, which you're about to. Yeah.
Boom.
Boom.
Beautiful.
Boom.
Do we want to answer questions? Is that too distracting?
Someone
Up to
said,
Kirk.
how many high-profile people have shat on you as journalists? You said spicy. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure some,
that is a
I
spicy
bet some people
question.
who are now high-profile. Oh my God. Yes, seed money. I'm gonna wait to buy that. Wait, I'm gonna make sure. I'm in the new round. Yeah, I'll buy that next time. I don't know. I'm sure some people have shat on me who. Oh, I'm gonna buy misprint. Right, Jason? Misprint?
I hate misprint now.
Really?
Misprint sucks.
Yeah,
Plus, you're getting a lot of mult. What is that? Has a scoring club card in it? I've never seen that one before. Is that new?
I don't know. I've never either.
Does not
Country
look
malt
really
if playing has scoring club card. Ugh, not really into that. I'm buying misprint.
Okay.
I'm actually not like committed to a hand type yet, so I don't know about buying a celestial pack. I might just get the interest because I definitely have to buy seed money. All right, that's what I'm doing. Have any high-profile people shat on you, Maddie?
I mean,
Hold on, you got
I'm
a
sure
straight
they
there.
have. I'm sure they have in places I can't see it.
I mean, you might not want to run it if you're
No,
doing a
there's
face
no
card
time.
thing, but
No face cards. Yeah.
no, don't get rid of the lucky 9. Wait,
Yeah,
hold on,
hang
you
on
have
to
3
the
9s. I would get rid of. Hold on. I think you might be able to win with that full house, or you could just get rid of the 2s and the ace and hope you get a king or a queen or something. But I wouldn't get rid of the 9s when you have a lucky 9 there. Try that full house.
Yeah, but like I only have
Depending on misprint.
Oh, I guess misprint might come through.
Yeah, if
Unlucky might
misprint
come through.
triggers.
Lucky, dude. Hey,
There you go.
That's pretty good.
not bad. Jason, any hope for the upcoming Jets season? Oh
No.
God, Burnt Joker, come on.
Oh,
I
that's
have
a
to
great
buy
card.
Burnt Joker.
Yeah, you gotta buy
Shit,
Burnt Joker.
But hang on.
That's
so,
more
like,
important
Remind me
than
how
seed
the
money.
run works. Seed money is so important. Okay, I'll have one more chance to buy seed money. Okay, I have to buy this. So this is when you you discard like a high card every
And it
time.
upgrades
right?
your hand. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're going for pairs, you could also just discard pairs.
I feel like this is gonna pull me back into Bellagio.
It will. It will.
This is.
You're feeling it?
transfixed.
I'm like remembering how fun this is, and it's not
It's
good.
such a good game. It's really such a good game.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Because you start planning around a certain hand type, and then
Yep.
I don't know, the number gets big.
Yeah.
What's better than the number getting big?
Yeah,
Well,
so
that's
a
the
pair-
thing. That's what is appealing about it, is watching numbers go up. It's not the gambling. Like people talk about, it's just got the trappings of a gambling game, but it's not actually any gambling. There's no game of chance involved here. It's all just kind of like, I guess there's luck in what cards you might wind up with or something, but that's not the appeal. As a
Yeah, I mean,
gambler,
it
you
really
can
has
trust the
nothing to
others.
do with poker at all,
No.
other
Other
than
than
the
the
hand types. But that's
Hold on, Kirk. You gotta straight there.
Yeah, I'm trying to upgrade pairs, but I was looking for a pair, but yeah. This will be
No, but
fine.
Kirk, it only upgrades the first one.
No, I know. But I'm like kind of trying to get into a pair mindset. Ugh.
a pair mindset.
A pair
That's
state of mind.
When I go to the grocery store in the summer, I'm in a pair mindset.
Uh-huh.
Hell yeah. I do like fairs. I'm not gonna lie.
They're
Good.
delicious.
See, pair mindset right there.
So true.
Nice.
Nice, that got us there. Thanks, Misprint.
Misprint is truly gambling in this game.
Yeah.
But you're not losing any money. This is the
No,
thing.
it's not real gambling.
I feel like the type of game where I start to feel that is like gotcha games, basically, like
Yeah.
situations where I feel like I am actually being pressured to spend money that I could
Get an
lose.
Arcana pack, yeah. Temperance.
Here we go. Man, I love all the Arcana that give you money. It's
Yeah,
the
well
best
now you
feeling.
can get
Right, you
you
just
can
keep
get
cranking
to-do
at the
list.
store.
to-do list is useful.
Yeah. Straight flush, but it just changes every time. Okay. Yeah, good call.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? I'll save 5 for
Well,
interest.
folks, MaximumFun.org/join.
Yeah.
You know how when a number gets big, we all really like it? What if the number of people who became Maximum Fun members got big? What if
Very
we
true.
multiplied that number?
It's
more?
true.
Ah?
We love to see a number go up, especially the number of members that
We
support.
gamers
Triple
simply
play.
love to see a number go up. We love to support independent media. We'd love to get a little prize. We love when there's a little prize. And this is the last day of the MaxFun Drive. It's actually the only time you can get a little prize for becoming a member. Oh no, it's not. We put out monthly bonus episodes. But you can get an extra special prize if you give us a little something extra this time of year.
It's true, you can. 9, 10, Jack.
Well,
Queen.
something.
Well,
Have you
something
checked
extra.
to-do list? What's to-do list?
It's straight flush, which is probably
flush,
not
yeah.
going to happen.
Annoying. Yeah.
I'll do it.
Misprint got you there. Any other questions we should tackle before we go, Maddie?
I mean, people asked spice-related questions. People asked our favorite hot sauce. I don't have the brand handy, but my parents went to Belize recently on a little vacation, and they brought back some hot sauce. And Gina and I got a cold pretty shortly after that, and we were having a lot of hot sauce because there's nothing like a spicy hot sauce to clear the old sinuses. You ever do that when you have a
Amazing.
cold? You just put some hot sauce on some stuff.
Oh yeah,
I
man.
put hot
good.
sauce on.
It'll do it.
I put hot sauce on everything, regardless of having. a
What's your
cold or
favorite
not.
hot sauce? Do you have a favorite?
I juggle between a few. Frank's Red Hot is kind of the baseline.
Oh yeah,
but
classic. I mean,
I like sriracha.
Yep, same.
And then chili crisp, but like one specific type of chili crisp that I get at the Asian grocery store near me. And then yeah, I've tried a bunch, but really, I mean, sriracha is a classic for a reason. I've got to
It is a
say, despite all
classic.
the exotic ones, I find that on my breakfast eggs, sriracha cannot be beat.
Yeah, I have some sriracha salt. It's like a salt blend
Mm.
that I bought, and putting that, like you fry an egg, you put it
Ooh.
on some fried rice, put some
yummy.
sriracha salt on top of that. It's
Sounds
That
delicious.
sounds pretty good.
unstoppable addition to any meal.
Awesome. Look at Kirk locked in over here.
Yeah,
Don't
I'm
get rid of
starting
your
to-
lucky queen.
No, I'm gonna play it. I'm starting to build up my
Oh.
card here.
You're playing high card? Oh, because you have a
Yeah,
straight there.
'cause I
What's
have
the
a
to-do
half
list?
joker.
Oh, I didn't even see that. What's the to-do
Oh,
list?
it's a flush, I guess. Do I have a flush?
No.
It's
It's
not
fine.
really worth it.
You're fine. Better to keep the hands, I would say.
I don't have a good answer to this question, but I like this question. What's the funniest occasion on which you've come close to a small disaster? I once saved a sleep-deprived friend from putting a plastic plate into a toaster oven. That is
Oh
a
my
question
God.
from Nbrocious.
Well,
Wow.
okay.
Plastic in the toaster oven is worrying.
So when you raise children, you're just constantly.
Oh, yeah,
saving
that's
them
a
from
good
small
point. Every
disaster.
day, Jason is saving people from disasters.
Nowadays, not so much, but when my kids were younger, it was a lot of just kind of like constant disaster zone. Like, oh my God, watch
Uh-huh.
out. When your kids are toddlers, like you are constantly just saving them from dying
Yeah,
or,
I
or
mean,
hurting themselves.
You are
ridiculous
reminding
ways.
me of things that we've had to save the cats from doing. Like at
Yeah.
one point, one of them was trying to sniff a candle and did burn their nose because he was like, "What is this fascinating new toy?" But he learned an
God.
important lesson, and he was okay in the end. He
And
just
he
got a
didn't,
little
he
too
didn't
hot.
do it again.
Nope. You only do that once, I
Mhm,
think. Whether you're a kid touching a hot stove or a cat sniffing a candle and doesn't know what fire is, I don't think.
It's good
I-
that cats are capable of learning.
I
That
have
one
to
is.
say that I'm still
have
listening
to.
to the Dungeon Crawler Carl audiobooks, Maddie, and the cat in these books is pretty great. It's
I gotta
really like
read these books.
it's literally the story of a
Grown up
man
cat.
and his ex-girlfriend's cat and their like friendship that blooms out of like an incredible adventure they go on, and the cat is great. It's the highlight. She is the highlight of the book. Princess Stone.
Have you been enjoying the like sequels to?
Yeah,
the-
what do you
like,
think
is it
about
a-
the sequels?
good
I'm
as
up
you
to the
go?
third one. They're pretty busy. Yeah, they're fine as like audiobooks, I think. Like the third one is about trains. It's like a train world. And it's just very complex. I'm like, okay, so this line goes here and this line does a loop and this line there, and it's like clearly he's mapped it all out, and it's like really he's well thought through, but it's just hard to explain so much. So there are definitely times where I'm kind of zoning out because they're just like, and then the nightmare line and the orange line goes here, and we'll put an X on this train so that this person that we're friends with sees it when it gets to them, so they know there are no more trains coming. And it's anyway, it's kind of
Wow.
wild. But yes, they're still quite fun. And
It sounds
the-
like reading a book that's just D&D players planning out their session or something
it's like
that.
yeah, it's like someone explaining their D&D campaign or a video game they played,
Yeah.
but with a great, wonderful voice actor, and it's also very funny and has great action and a really good cat. So I'm still into him.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I do like the idea of a cat suddenly having the ability to speak. I often
Yes.
wonder what our cats would say
Yeah,
if they suddenly
it's
had the ability to speak.
very
Probably
much-
really dumb stuff.
Very much that
That's funny.
like is a
Funny
big
to
part
imagine.
of the fun. I don't like buying planes.
All right. I think we're gonna call it in a few minutes. Maybe we can finish up this
Yeah,
round.
shout out
Past-
to
past my bedtime.
Adman W, who says, I can't wait for the stream to end so I can go and play Balatro. Relatable.
Definitely relatable.
Can't play it yet. Can't play it yet, Adman W, but you can play it in 3 minutes.
Oh, this is a good comment. Okay, Rosie7032 says, Frank, Sriracha, Cholula, and Chili Crisp are all you need. I'll die on this hill as a chef. I do think that people who cook a lot, as someone who cooks quite a bit, I think appreciate the kind of like simplest brands that are just really, really good at one thing, as opposed to the hot sauces that are just like, here's a bunch of different like truffle and like other kind of exotic flavors. Truffle, pineapple, cabanero, or whatever. Habanero, truffle,
Actually sounds
I
cabanero.
agree.
really bad. Truffle and pineapple and habanero.
Yeah, but it's just like there are all these
Like-
like different hot sauce boxes that you can get. But I don't know. I find that, having experimented a lot, I find that the basic kind of fundamentally good stuff. It's kind of like how a good chef knows that like you're just like basic ingredient. Like if you get really good quality ingredients and you just like add salt and pepper, like you can make something really great, as opposed to just like getting all this foo-foo stuff at some exotic grocery store or something.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's very true. You
I agree
elevate
with that.
any-
This is a high card. Okay, getting that upgrades. High card. Man. Balatro.
Are you
That's
guys
pretty cool.
Are you guys gonna go
I'm
end the
in.
stream and
I
play
just am
some
gonna
more
like keep this
Balatro?
game going. I'll just keep playing.
I mean, hey, it's
right?
it's earlier over there than it is here. It's only 7 p.m. there,
Keep
right?
getting 3 of a kind. I'm just gonna play.
This game, man, it's funny how, because this game is on phones, it's really cracked the mainstream. I think I was watching, it might have been like a Get Played clip. Our friends at Get Played went and interviewed the cast of the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and I think it was like Jack Black or some celebrity who just said they
Yeah.
were playing a ton of Balatro
Yeah.
on their phone.
It's a.
which
It's
get it.
I was
just
like,
it,
man,
and the phone. The phone UI, like playing it on your phone, is
yeah.
so good. Okay, we're starting to kind
But
of.
it's just such a perfectly designed game. Like everything about it is just so well thought out and brilliant, I think. Another, just like Frank's Red Hot, it's just like simplicity, and knows that
simple.
simplicity and elegance and good design is all you need.
Just the sriracha.
I'm always saying this. The thing about
Spectral
Balatro
time.
is there's not a good way to wrap it up. I mean, this is the time when we were gonna start closing down the stream, but
Well,
Kirk's on a
I
hot
mean, I'm
streak.
gonna, I have to go to sleep. I'm like passing out. So
Kirk, you can continue playing
Kirk, you can hang out
Balatro.
by yourself if
However,
you want.
the two of us are gonna go. The stream is gonna wrap up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
not
wrap
too
it up
late
in a minute.
yet.
Maddie,
Why
do you
don't
want
you
to
go
shout
for it?
out?
I do have to go eat
Yeah.
dinner.
Yeah, I
Maddie,
was
why
gonna
don't you shout out
say-
MaxFun one last time? MaxFun.
Well,
Drive.
MaximumFun.org/join. That is the URL. It's right there on your screen, but hey, we've said it a few times. It's probably ringing out in your head, and that's because you need to remember. You've only got a few more hours to participate in the drive, and, you know, our bonus episodes will be there year-round, but don't you want to just go ahead, like, before you forget? Like, you're going to forget later. I
true.
would.
You'll be so busy playing Balatro.
You'll
that
be
you-
so
Yeah, I know.
busy.
Sorry,
You're not
everyone.
busy
Missed the
right
deadline.
this second. You're not busy right now. I know you're not because you're watching the stream. So this is the perfect time to enter that URL into your address bar and become a member. It's so easy. It's never been easier. And actually, it truly never has been easier, because there is also an additional URL you can put in if you want that is triple click specific. This is a
That's
cool
true.
thing new
Now-
this
now
year.
links in our show notes.
MaximumFun.org/join triple click. If you do /join triple click, you will just immediately go to a page that is for us.
It's so
It's pretty
so
cool.
easy.
It is really easy. I have checked out that new URL, and it's very, very clean UI, clean design. Shout out to MaxFun for putting those special links together for the podcast this year. It's really neat. So check that out. And thank you to everyone who has been supporting us all this time and has been a member all this time.
Yeah.
We love you. And if you're a brand new member, welcome. You have a ton of bonus eps you can check back on and listen to. And you got a new keychain or whatever, or depending where you backed at. And thanks. We love you.
Yeah.
We appreciate
See
you.
you guys next week. Same old bat place. Same old bat channel.
Yeah, we're
we'll
gonna
see
talk
you-
about
see you in the
Saros.
Yeah, Saros.
Saros.
Yeah,
However,
I'm
we're gonna
excited.
figure out how it's pronounced first, and then we're gonna talk
Figure that
about
out?
it.
We're just gonna change it every time. Like every
like I
time,
should
we'll just
know.
all just pronounce it completely differently.
Balat Zone.
Man, it's very hard to not just keep playing Balatro.
It's like,
As Joel said,
Well-
we can just pick up this game next year.
Yep. It's all good.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Nice.
All right.
Cool.
I'll
All right,
I'm gonna
everyone.
go to
Yeah,
sleep.
I'm gonna stop the stream.
Bye,
Thank you all
guys.
so much
Thanks,
for coming
everyone,
by.
for
Bye.
joining
Thanks,
us.
everybody.
Bye.
Yep.